shout out to Hoop Shark, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Shark. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Shark. Shout out to
Hoop Shark, man.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon. Shout out to Between the Game Sports, man. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. What's going down? Let's get it, man. I'm ready for this one, man. Let's get it.
Tree's been waiting, man. We ain't did NBA talk in a while, man. So, want to get that thing popping, man. And shout out to everybody right now who's tuning in. Right now, we're going to do our January's NBA Climate. We're going to try to do once of these a month, man, either on my channel or Between the Game Sports channel, man. So, I'm trying to match your energy, man. You over there excited. Let's get it popping, man.
Let's get it, man. The NBA is my thing, man. So, shit. Been in it since day one, man. About 3 years old or something like that. So, this is my topic. This is my topic. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. So, man, let's go ahead and start with one Mr. Ja Morant, man. Ja Morant been ripping stuff up lately, man. What's some of your takes on what's going on with Ja,
man? Unbelievable, superstar. Like you can finally superstar, man.
Okay.
I put it like this because it's hard to go on a 10-game win streak in the NBA, and especially in the Western Conference still.
Absolutely.
I was barking, especially in the Western Conference still. You still got people like Golden State and, of course, the Lakers who are struggling right now. But it's just star power. He's going against Steph, Lillard, Mitchell, Conley. The list can go on and on, man. So he's just playing unbelievable. I didn't see this coming out of him this soon. What is this, year 3 or year 4? Him and Zion was in the same draft. So it's probably year
3, I think.
Year 3, and he just has a confidence about him that you haven't seen in a long, long time. And a lot of people are comparing him to Derrick Rose when Rose came into the league. Just setting the league on fire and letting everybody know that he's here. He's not, and it really started when those fans was getting on him about the team was on a win streak and he wasn't playing, and he came back and they lost that first game. I think he just pretty much said, "I bet I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you."
Yeah, and that kind of alludes to my comment is just the leadership that you see from such a young age. And I think the Derrick Rose moniker is spot on because that's what D Rose was doing at a young age. He was a leader amongst men with that baby Bulls team that they had the pieces. They just never had the leader.
Yeah.
They tried having Lou Alding being the leader. They tried another iteration they had. What's your man's name?
Was it Boozer? Was it original Wrecking Ball Boozer?
Boozer was down there. So they just couldn't really get a guy to kind of get him over the hump. And then D Rose came in stoic. He wasn't there to play games. And D Rose was there kicking ass, taking names basically. And so that's what Ja Morant is doing. And he's not doing it in a fashion where he's like, I'm a me guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's give his body up for his team. And this is gonna sound like cap. I've actually done that before too. When you block somebody's shot and hit your head on the backboard, I did that in JUCO. But it just shows. I'm 6'7" though. He's 6'3". Able to get up like that. That is unreal, man.
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen. And I've been watching basketball for a long time. That's one of the best plays. And you saw it. You saw it when the turnover happened and the change of pace. And then he took that little circle around.
Mm-hmm.
Gather his steps. I'm like, oh shit. And then he got up, and if the backboard wasn't there, he probably went up about 14, 15 feet, man.
That's crazy.
Same bounce.
But he'll give his body up for his team, and then that's what you want out of your leader, man. You want your leader not only on the offensive end to be doing his thing. Russell Westbrook. You want to be the guy that, like, man, I'm gonna do anything I ask you to do with me. I'm gonna go do it better. I'm going to do it, so you're going to want to match my intensity, match my energy. And I think that's what Ja Morant's doing. Like, because a lot of dudes say they want to be a leader. A lot of dudes say they want, to be the best. But do you actually go out there and show your guys? Because when you show your guys, they believe you, and they'll follow you anywhere.
Yep. He hasn't, and especially in the fourth quarter, I like what he does in the fourth quarter. Is basically, okay, we're here, we're close. Now it's my time. Like, he's must-see TV, as I can say. I had a kid like that when he played for me, named Jay Lewis. Fourth quarter came around. He called it showtime, and it literally he went out there and put on a show. And that's what Ja's doing, especially against the Lakers, man. The last 2 games I done seen against the Lakers, it's just like nobody out here can guard me. Avery Bradley, and I love Avery Bradley because he plays defense, but there's nothing he can do with him. I was disgusted when the Lakers picked up Kent Bazemore. I think he's one of the most uncomfortable looking NBA players I ever seen. he just looks uncomfortable being
he's
an
awkward
NBA
lefty,
player.
man. he's an awkward lefty.
And people was like, man, he can catch and shoot, he can play defense. I'm like, he's nowhere to be found. THT can't do nothing with him. It's just he has a mindset right now that he is the best player in the NBA, and he's playing like it. So I have to give him his props. They're on a 10-game win streak. I think they were like 9-14 at one point, or 14-9 or something like that. But I think they're like 29-14 now. So it's going down for the Grizzlies.
In the West right now.
29-14, currently 4th in the West, and so that's very hard to do, especially you got Triple J. What's the kid name? Jared Jackson Jr. I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming off an ACL maybe about a year and a half ago in the bubble. Dylan Brooks has missed some time, and I really like Dylan Brooks. He plays hard. Mm-hmm. He's their utility guy. He defends. He can shoot it. He can put it on the floor. Strong body, so he's able to defend guys and get physical with like LeBron and KD and other people of that nature. So they got a good chance. Valanciunas, I think he's giving them excellent minutes all the time. They can go down there and get a bucket from him every now and then. So, and I don't know who the head coach is, but he's doing a hell of a job with that.
Jenkins, I believe, is a brother's last name. Taylor Jenkins.
Taylor Jenkins, yep.
Yeah.
I remember on 2K a couple years ago, they were talking about he's an analytic guy. I remember that. I remember that now.
Well, he's putting that to fruition, man. And so I mean, Memphis, if we're being honest, as far as the older guys, that's kind of a throwaway. As far as bigs, you know, we looking at Kyle Anderson, you're looking at Steven Adams, kind of like toss-away guys. And they're going on there with the young guys, like Dylan Brooks that you mentioned. Tyus Jones actually playing well as well. It's a great mix of experience with that young fervor. And I think that's why like teams like the Lakers can't do shit with them. Because the pace that they can play at and still get those tough buckets like you mentioned, that's a crazy good dynamic because you can basically beat teams more than one way. And the problem with teams like the Lakers is if they ain't shooting red hot and Russ is attacking, you ain't beating nobody. Because and we talked about this last night. Nobody's scared of LeBron no more. Like you see them dudes from his team were talking shit to LeBron, like, and LeBron said, "I'm tired of this." No, them kids gonna keep coming at you, dog. They ain't afraid you no more.
The new wave is here, man. The new era is here, and so you know they're still gonna give him his respect. But once you get on the court, it is what it is. And for a lot of folks, and the same thing with Jordan and the Kobe thing. Once people finally got over the idea I'm playing against my idol, it was just playing ball, man. And so, but LeBron doesn't have that same mentality as Kobe and Jordan. Is like, I'm still gonna step in your neck, even though, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you're my equal. LeBron is he's a
happy-go-lucky, though.
He's a happy-go-lucky guy, man. You know, that's why he always says, you know, live with the results. And that's fine. That's a great spirit to have. But you're trying to win a championship. I'm sure we're gonna talk about the Lakers in a little bit, but they're very confusing. I'm gonna leave it. They're very confusing to me.
The Lakers, yeah, for sure. And shout out to P. Rose, man, in the building, man.
What up, P?
Always support the channel. He said we need you on Mike's panel last night. Dressbrick pissed him off. Yeah, I was on the panel last night with Go Mike, man. Man, shout out to Go Mike. He has the most hilarious YouTube channel that ever existed. Go Mike go live at any moment, any day, 7 hours straight.
Don't care. He gonna get it out there.
Go Mike on there, man. So, but a lot of people are starting to come around on Russell Westbrook. And as remember when he first came, me and you went live and we told people it's not gonna work. We don't see it working unless some miraculous, cohesion gets started. The styles don't match.
It doesn't.
And so man.
It doesn't. Like I said when you was doing your show, Holly, towards the end, I said if Bron can get one with Westbrook, man, I'm putting him at the 3 spot automatically. I'm putting him at the 3 spot automatically. Right now I got him at 4 or 5, but if he get one with Westbrook, I'm putting him at 3 automatically. I always go 1A, 1B, 1C between Magic, Jordan, and Kareem. You can, depend on who you like.
I can rock with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can rock
But
with
good,
that.
good Lord, man. These dudes are they are very confusing, man. That's all I can say right now. They're very confusing.
It's hard to watch, man. And yeah, and we'll get back to the Lakers. I know everybody and mama talking about the Lakers.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about the Golden State Warriors, man. And this is a team. I told y'all in the video, December 30th of 2020. I was like, do not count these dudes out. Wait until Klay returns. And right now you're seeing that resurgence, man. The Golden State Warriors are looking damn good. And Klay is fitting like he never left. Because his cerebral cortex is so high. And he knows who he is. He plays both sides of the ball, as we all know. He's not going to be a burden. Now, I think one of the biggest transitions is getting Jordan Poole to understand that, his new role coming off the bench. I think, speaking of Ja, they recently beat the Warriors. Was it like 116, 108?
Yeah.
And now it was no Draymond Green, and so I think they missed having Draymond Green out there. But even still, the Warriors are damn impressive. They're sitting right now at number 2 in the West, I believe. What are your thoughts so far about where the Warriors are right now?
Man, I did a live about this too, and I said is the Warriors dynasty over, and I predicated that on if Klay was going to come back being healthy, and then if Steph, signed with Golden State again, didn't know that was going to happen. I mean, I kind of knew, but as a free agent, you have a chance to go out there and see what you want to do and see who wants you. And of course, everybody's going to want Steph. I just didn't see that these young guys like Jordan Poole, Toscano Anderson,
it's like a pasta or something. I can't take his name serious. Toscano. I hate his name. It's like some pasta or some shit.
Sorry,
go ahead, man.
Fettuccine out there.
Yeah, exactly.
But you didn't see these guys. You didn't see these guys going to be who they are, and I guess it was a blessing in disguise that Klay did get hurt, allowed these guys to develop. Shout out to the Warriors coaching staff. They are able to get the most out of their guys, no matter who's in the system. I think what's the kid's name? Steph Curry's brother-in-law, Lee or whatever.
Steph Curry?
Yeah, I know, right? Clay Sims.
Curly for the Globe.
What's that boy name? Something. His brother-in-law, something Lee. His last name is Lee. I didn't think he's another guy that looks uncomfortable being an NBA player to me. But he goes out there and does his job, and he plays hard. He makes open shots. And I will give this to the Warriors because they have a system in place from the time that they won their championships with Durant, and then the 2 previous with Curry and Klay and Draymond. I'm sorry, the 1 previous before Durant got there. Their system is just their system, and it's not going to change no matter who's in there, especially when you still have the main core, which is Steph Curry. And this is why I got Steph at probably the number 2 or number 3 MVP right now, because their system is just in place. It's not like they have in and out parts all the time, not like the Nets, and we'll get to the Nets in a little bit. Yeah. But the next, Steve Nash is still not a proven coach to me. I don't think he knows what he's doing a lot of times. I think he's just hoping that his guys are out there getting buckets pretty much. Yeah. And their defense is not bad, but, their main focus is to put the ball in the basket, which is the end game of this game we call basketball. But that's why I have KD over Curry in the MVP race right now, because their system is their system with the Warriors, and it's not going to change. And those guys are fitting in perfectly. And Jordan Poole was a bucket getter in college, but I did not see this from him.
This jump in the pros, absolutely.
Yeah, just the confidence, man. I know one game I was watching early in the season, he had like 25 in the first half, sitting curl down screens for him, pin downs, plays for him coming out. I'm like, and Steph was in the game at the time. Wow. But like you said, he's going to have to figure out, okay, I need to be Vinny the Microwave Johnson coming off the bench. I need to be Ginobili coming off the bench. I need to be who else am I missing? Any 6-man in history of the game of basketball.
James Harden back with the Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he's going to have to be that guy so they can still their offense. Now, as always, and it's crazy for me to admit this, their offense runs through Draymond. I'm not a big Draymond fan, but he does his job very well. I think he's just ill
I'm a big Draymond guy, but he's too emotional, dog.
He's too old to be acting like that, as we said plenty of times.
Yeah.
But with that second unit, who's going to be able to be that facilitator? I guess Iguodala.
Well, I was about to say, man, Gary Payton II's playing pretty damn well too, man.
And they just signed him to the rest of the season.
Yeah, it only took him like 8 teams. You know what I'm saying? He figured it out.
Hey, I got a video of that boy mashing on. Dang, who was that? It's on one of my YouTube shorts. Man, he mashed somebody. I was like, "Ooh, got bounced." And there's another video of him, and then jumping right into his defensive stance. I'm like, okay, you like that, man?
Yeah,
that still gets me excited to see.
Yeah,
defense.
I'll tell you another name, Balika, man. Balika, he's been a good addition for the Warriors, man. And that's a name that's not going to jump out on nobody's radar, but a guy who can just stroke that thing, a guy who knows who he is, and he's just going to be a stable, solid player. He reminds me of what Marco Bellinelli was to that San Antonio team.
San Antonio group, yeah.
Remember when they lost to the Miami Heat in that, Ray Allen hit that classic 3 in the corner, and everybody was like, because back then it was an arms race. Who could get the most teams stacked up? Because, before then, the Heat, when they lost, they went and got Rashard Lewis. They went and got who else they got? They got somebody else, but they loaded up. And the Spurs lost that series, and they went and got Marco Bellinelli. It's the only person they got. Everybody's like, hey, you're not going to go after this. You didn't go after. They brought in Marco Bellinelli. He came in and just balanced that. He gave them that outside threat, a guy who would buy in, do what they need to do. I tell you, another one, Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw was another one they brought in.
Yeah, that slow boogie, man. But he knew the game, man. And kind of like Bill Lisa. Bill Lisa reminds me not so much as confident. He do Turkoglu.
Yeah.
He do Turkoglu. He can make big shots. He wasn't scared to shoot it. He was a better passer, though. I will give him that.
He better dribble too. I mean, he don't damn near run. What's that shit called? Point forward. Yeah.
But just that mindset and play the game. And so when you know how to play the game and you're 6'9", 6'10", and you can shoot it, you're gonna find a floor even if you can't defend a chair.
Yeah. That's okay. They can hide you. I mean, Steph Curry has been a testament to that his whole career. They've been hiding that boy forever. And you know what? I give Steph credit because he tries. His body just ain't made for lateral movement like that. He just can't do it.
Got them. Let's go back to this, man. Steph could have not been Steph if he didn't figure out how to take care of his ankles.
Yeah,
I want people
to glass at first.
I want people to think about that. His ankles were. And still are, but they got him a special made ankle braces and stuff like that. If his ankles don't hold up, we never get to see the greatest shooter ever.
Yeah.
Like that's a historical fact that's right there in our eyes. Just same thing with Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose could have stayed healthy, we got robbed of Derrick Rose's greatness, man. And his injuries allowed him to learn basketball a little more and not rely on his. But Derrick Rose in his prime was box office.
Mm-hmm.
It was box office. It was the hottest ticket in town. Like D Rose coming to town. Oh man, I gotta go see him. I remember when he played against the Rockets, and he had a couple of injuries then, but he still was explosive, electric, man. Just and the confidence of a Chicago kid. Can't nobody mess with me on this court.
Mm-hmm.
So but we could have been robbed of another situation with Steph Curry, man. And so we got to thank whatever.
And it shows you how good Steph is. D Rose is, because D Rose, his second iteration of himself, he's still a serviceable to really good point guard.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's not a game breaker anymore like he used to be, but D Rose is still highly serviceable. And it kind of reminds me of Sean Livingston, because now we never got to see the best of Sean Livingston in the pro ranks. But in high school, Sean Livingston was supposed to be in like Penny Hardaway 2.0. For the youngest on this stream, Sean Lewis was supposed to be Penny Hardaway 2.0.
Yeah.
And he had those knee issues and what have you, and he kept sidelining him. And at one point he was done. He was done. Came back in through the Warriors and got his legs up under him literally and turned into a championship athlete. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's good to see guys like that, because I think the point guard positions are hardest to come back from when you got elements like that, because you rely on your cuts so much. You rely on your quickness, your change of pace. So guys who can not, rely so much on athleticism, and you learn that old man game, as it were. You learn to play inside yourself. Westbrook. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you learn to play inside yourself, it's funny how you can extend your career, and not only that, you lead to actual championship basketball or high-level playoff basketball, not being the guy. Yeah. Ghost in the building. Salute my man. I heard the boy Dudley had a somebody does.
Ghost, man.
Shout out to Ghost, boy.
Ghost, you out of there, man.
Ongoing
he told me
with Jared Dudley.
He told me why I beef with him. He said Dudley cost him like $400. Yeah. You're not letting it go.
Ghost ain't letting it go, man. Shout out to Ghost. But yeah, man. So it's a beautiful thing to watch. Guys like that, like you said with Curry as well, because again, they just call him Mr. Glass them first few years because he just couldn't get his body together, well, his ankles, for that matter. And so it's good. He got that going. I think Monte Ellis was still on the team at the time, right?
Monte Ellis was the guy, and they ended up getting rid of him. They took a big gamble, and Ellis was a guy that was averaging 22, 23 points. Yeah. Plus a game, like 24 points a game, as our high school coach would say.
Shout out Coach Clemens, man.
As our high school coach was, so they got rid of Monte Ellis for Steph Curry, and the rest is history, man. So
great move, goddammit, great move. So speaking of great moves, go ahead. What you got?
I'm saying, like they say, man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Sometimes it's better. There you go. There you go. And I want to say this, man, as we move forward, speaking of great moves, man, how smart does DeMar DeRozan look right now going to the Bulls instead of going to the Lakers, man?
Wow. I mean, absolutely wow. He saw something a lot of us didn't see. I made a video about this, and you commented on it. Lonzo Ball going to the Bulls is probably the best decision, that happened to that group. But DeRozan his game can fit any era because he plays at his own pace. He doesn't let anybody speed him up. He doesn't let anybody take him out of his game mentally or physically. And that's just a testament to him, knowing who he is, knowing where he wants to be, even though he's a Cali kid, I believe. And
he's an LA kid. Yep.
He saw something and then Lonzo signing there, just that fit of that three-headed monster, the two light skins and himself, they're getting it done. And every time I see DeRozan, he's making tough, highly contested mid-range shots. I'm like, dude, how is he making it? But he's unfazed. He's comfortable in his environment. He's comfortable in his stadium. Like everything fits well. And sometimes that's just the luck of the world. Things just fall into place, man. The stars align, and he MVP candidate. And he should be getting some votes. He should be getting highly consideration on this. I think the Bulls are second and third in the East. Second in the East. So, you got to throw a guy in there like that. And Zach LaVine's having a good year. And I still don't think he's the caliber of a Devin Booker, even though their numbers are very similar.
I agree with that.
Devin Booker does get the chance to play with Chris Paul, though. So you got to give and take. But DeMar DeRozan, like you said, he's making everybody look stupid by not choosing LA, and he deciding to choose with the Bulls. So but if he goes to the Lakers might look different, man. So that's just the game, man. That's all it is. Actually, the Bulls are first in the East.
Oh, really? They took over.
They're 27-12 on the other night.
Damn. There you go. And like I said early, like when people were discussing where Lonzo should go, I was like, the Bulls. Bulls make sense to me. Him with that, and this before DeRozan was a part of the equation. That's when I was still factoring in Lowry marketing, and just playing with Zach LaVine, playing up, playing a little more up tempo, getting a little more trust where you get to let him control more of the pace. Then Kobe White coming off the bench, not Robert Williams, what's that dude's name? Shit, I can't think of his name. But anyway, the pieces just made sense to me.
His name is Williams. His last name is Williams. I don't think he's playing though.
I'm thinking about the dude from the Celtics, Robert Williams, from A&M. But it's the other Williams. Yeah. And so when obviously Lowry marketing didn't make the cut, he's playing with Cleveland, who Cleveland is balling their ass off right now. Who would have seen that coming? God,
I know it. Oh my goodness.
Who would have seen that shit?
Oh my goodness, dog.
Kevin Love stayed. I wonder why he stayed. I wonder why he didn't try to ask for a buyout. But I kind of see he saw something going on.
They are getting it done, man. So, and it was weird because a lot of people question, like, man, why are you getting all these bids? You got Markland, you already had Jared Allen. Then you draft Evan Mobley, who can he's athletic, knows the game a little bit. He's still growing, and just about year 3, year 4, he's gonna be in the conversation as a dominant player in this league. Giannis is still gonna be around, obviously, but Mobley will be hitting 22, 23 years old at that time. It's going. The NBA is in good hands. They don't have a a figure like LeBron James, obviously, who had that hype coming out of high school, who can be the face of the NBA. But the overall player-wise and product-wise, the NBA is in a good place. So people need to chill, even though there's still way too many threes for me.
Agreed.
But the NBA, they are all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I see they trying to push Luka. You know, I'm not a big Luka fan. I really don't like.
I like Luka, man. Luka, my
guy. He's
overused though.
Yeah. The Mavericks are going to have to figure out something else. Get him off the ball.
Yeah.
What's my kid?
Run some actual sets. Run some real stuff.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson he's serviceable, but he's not your guy you're going to need to set up plays and stuff like this. So,
Agreed.
So, man, go back to DeRozan, man. So, it's looking like a great move. And Billy Donovan's the coach there, correct? Billy Donovan is a 2-time national champion in the college ranks. People made fun of him for leaving Florida because he had a chance to become one of the greatest college coaches ever, but he believed in himself, and he was at OKC and he was still getting the job done. Even things were going the way they was making trades here, they were still competitive, still very competitive. So we got to give Billy Donovan his credit on being a fine NBA coach.
Agreed. I got the experience to shake his hand. I played against him my senior year. I always been a fan of his work. Managing talent is something that I saw him, because you remember that Florida team, the second year, they had 6 NBA players on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can have too much talent. That is the thing. And you got to find a way to keep everybody at bay, keep everybody happy, and still achieve at a high level, man. And so, man, he gets all the respect in the world from me. That's for damn sure. And I do want to point this out, too. We talking about the Warriors. James Wiseman ain't even played yet.
Nope.
Like James Wiseman, I don't care. Now, I don't like these super emotional guys. I will say that. James Wiseman is an emotional kid, but you can't teach 7-foot skill. And I think once he gets his act together and learns the culture more, which I think he is doing, I think that injury humbled him. So now you see that the team is playing, because nothing, let me put it this way. When you, as young as he was coming in, everybody tell you the greatest thing since sliced bread. You, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo. You come into the Warriors and they stunk. You think you're going to come and turn the program around. How do I know that? Because when I was a freshman at Stephen F. Austin, I thought I was going to come and make Stephen F. Austin like me. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to come and turn the program around and be this great team. And he ain't going to lose a game. I ain't a red shirt. I ain't touched the court. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I learned real quick what it was playing against grown young men coming out of high school, right? So James Wiseman, he's been better than everybody he played against his entire life. And so when he stepped to the Warriors, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he thought he was the best. And I'm sure he was getting his little ass punished. And I'm sure when he started sitting and seeing that, like, guys like Kevon Looney, I'm not about to give you my spot, homeboy. I'm sure that frustrated him. And so now he sit back, and then a year he watches the system, and they're winning without him. You better believe that's a big humble pie that he ate. So I'm sure then he got to go through the D League to get himself back right. I'm sure when he comes back, he'll be ready to go, because now you understand culture, because life has humbled you, and you know that you're not the best walking in the gym anymore. In Memphis, you're the best walking in the gym. High school goes without saying, right? So I think that's a big caveat nobody's talking about either, that when James Wiseman comes back, that's a big element that's going to improve that team as well.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of guys that incorporate. I'm a fan of teams that incorporate that lob, like the Lakers did in their recent championship year with Anthony Davis. They were able to just throw the ball up there and get the easy basket. And that's what Wiseman is going to provide the Warriors, because you know they're going to set down screens, continue with screens. And so you got somebody like Clay, Steph coming off that ball screen, that pin down, they're going to curl it hard if they expect everybody expects the Warriors to shoot a bunch of threes, which they don't. They shoot them within the flow of the game.
Into the context of the offense.
Yeah. So they're going to curl that. And who's going to be the role guy? Wiseman in that situation. All you got to do is throw it up there. He's super athletic. He can do enough to finish that over. And then hopefully he's developed a nice 16 to 18-foot range, because you're going to play somebody like Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, Davis if he comes back. So to bring those guys out a little,
drag them out,
will really help. And so the Warriors got a chance, man. They got a shooter's chance. And so I had to become a fan of the Warriors their first year. And I'm like, when they beat the Rockets, and the Rockets should have beat them, they had a chance to beat Golden State both games in Oracle. And then they ended up playing maybe Utah or somebody, then San Antonio. It was a season where none of their games they played a starting point guard. And I'm like, man, these dudes can't keep shooting like this. They can't. There's no way. Shooters get tired. And sure enough, man, those shot themselves into history, man.
Yeah, with 7 for 44.
I mean, shot themselves into history. I'm like, God, dog, dude, how can? And I'm a big Klay Thompson guy. I'm like, when he's on, he doesn't hit.
Oh, you talking about the other way? I thought you talking about when they shot the Rockets shot bad. Okay, I got you.
No. This is 2014, 2015.
Okay, it's early. The early days. Got you.
Yeah, so I didn't expect them.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the Warriors to keep shooting like that.
I was like, there's no way they can keep this up.
But you're
absolutely right.
They shut me up real quick, man. And I'm gonna go back to DeMar DeRozan. I'm looking at his stats, man. He has an argument to be the MVP, man. He's averaging 26 a game, shooting almost 50% a game, basically 50% a game, 85 line, 5 rebounds a game, and nearly 5 assists, man. That will get you in the MVP discussion, especially if your team is 1-2 in your conference.
You know what? I don't want to live in a world with DeMar DeRozan's MVP. However,
it's like he can't be the MVP.
He can't be the MVP.
He's not star powered enough to be the MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're hooping that much, can I deny you? I can't. Yeah. I may not, just from an optic standpoint, want that to happen, but if you fit in the bill, if you're showing up, you're playing, your team's winning. I mean, can you take that away from that man?
Nope.
Can you take it away from him?
We can, but I'm sorry, we can't, but the media will, because it's not sexy enough.
It's not, dog. That's a hard sell right there.
DeMar DeRozan is the NBA MVP.
We talking about a dude who's a castaway, damn near.
Yeah.
You know, in San Antonio, just dying. You coming in now, you just, the top of the league. With the Bulls, who's not a sexy team. Now, franchise-wise, yes. Recent history, no. And you come in, and now you're the king of the world. Like, I don't want to live in the world, dog.
I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening.
Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all like this hoop talk, man. I see y'all in here, man. Enjoying this, man. So it's something we do over here, man. We try to keep things logical. We want you to take from our perspective, 2 guys play Division I, who've coached, who've seen, basketball at a lot of different facets, who talk to a lot of coaches at high level. So, as we try to chop it up over here, man, and give y'all some real perspective. We try to keep it not so, how can I put it? What's a good word?
Stupid. Very.
I ain't want to go there.
We don't want to be those clickbait guys.
There you go.
We don't want to be those guys, man. We want to give you an elite perspective of what's happening, man. Not just out here talking and bloviating, being silly, man.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, man, I really, man, the intent of my page, I don't know, you may have your own, but I want y'all to be able to watch my videos a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm like, damn, okay. That's something you can just always do, because I try not to hit them hot topics. And I did report about LaMelo Ball being sued, because I do like the Ball family a lot, and I share my perspective on that. And we about to get to LaMelo soon, actually, speaking of the devil. But I did want to talk about that a little bit, but, I much prefer just to get game breakdowns and breaking down film and what have you. That's what I like doing the most, because Will knows, just like me, that shit we had to learn playing ball, it was boring. but it was necessary for you to be on the court at the D1 level
to be successful, man.
Yeah, because I never forget, man. I got my ass burned. We played against Alcorn State. And they played, so there's an inbounds play. It's towards the end of the game. They did that 4 down entry where they got 2 guys that sky backwards and 2 that kind of run to the ball. And my dumb ass was not paying attention to scouting point. My dude, because I'm a big man. The big man never go down. But that boy stepped in like he's trying to inbound the ball and just took off on me. Oh, I was so embarrassed, man. I was so embarrassed, dog. He had a wide open dunk. I was like, shit.
Hey, my bad.
Man, it'll make you look bad if you're not paying attention to film, man. So,
like my boy Coach 30 said, he's not really an athlete. Moment's too big.
Yeah. I look bad, man. I look bad, man.
For folks who ain't never watched film, man, film do not lie, man. It never.
Bro, ain't nothing worse than getting a film session when you've been fucking up and coach is just sitting there and showing you how bad you look, you know, and it's lonely in that film room because all your teammates looking at you like, golly. So hey, nothing worse than that, man.
Like when you you messed up and then like you about 2-3 minutes out, I'm like, damn, I hope coach go ahead and fast forward through that point. you know it's coming up.
you know your mess up coming. Hey, that's that Bill Duke. You know you messed up, right?
You know you done messed up.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, you sitting there and then then coach start laying into you. Your teammates looking at you like teammates. What they be looking for?
Get a sound effect for that one.
Such is the best.
You know it's coming up. Like, oh shit!
Yeah, like, oh shit! Come on, coach, finish up. Are you hoping it's at the end of the game so he just give up on showing the rest? He kind of got he got his rocks off already. Oh man, yeah, good times. Good times.
Come on with it.
So speaking of LaMelo Ball, man, I think he's gonna get his first All-Star appearance this year.
He should.
He has reinvigorated life into that garbage franchise, which is the Charlotte Hornets, who ain't been SHIT since Muggsy Bogues. It feels like. What do you think, man, about what he's putting up? Because right now, from a statistical standpoint, LaMelo Ball is putting up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
19, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So on the. Oh, okay. Let's do this real quick. I like this. Shout out to Lance for y'all, man. I'm not familiar with you, brother, but appreciate you coming on the channel, man. Hit the subscribe button if you're not done so. Don't be a stranger. Appreciate you. What's your thoughts on the Cam Reddish trade going to the Knicks? So he's gonna go play with his old teammate.
Barrett.
Yeah, RJ Barrett. I like this for the Knicks. Me personally.
I like it for Cam Reddish because he wasn't going to be successful in Atlanta. You got the redhead kid, Herter, I think is his name, who he plays with a lot of confidence. And from the Atlanta standpoint, he was able to give Atlanta more than what Cam Reddish. So you need a new change of scenery sometimes, and New York might be a place he's able to succeed at. Going back to play with his college teammate, his running mate, RJ Barrett, who dropped 30 on the Mavs last night, which was embarrassing.
Well, I would say this too. This is where the Knicks, the Knicks are where second chances happen. Julius Randle,
yeah.
Rose
went back.
Look at their roster.
What's the college balling right now for the Knicks, man? He gave the Celtics 40 last Thursday. Evan Fournier.
Yeah, man, the Frenchman.
He gave him 40.
Mr. Parlez-vous français? I like making fun of French people. I'm sorry.
He gave him 40 last week, man. So I
think can kick your light up, man.
Yeah, man.
If the life is just right,
it's something.
You got the crepes and the baguettes smelling good. Your boyfriend gets the light.
It's something about the Madison Square Garden, though. I like their lighting phase. It's kind of like the Lakers, if I remember correctly. The court is well lit. The court is well lit, and then you have the backdrop is very dark. So I think that helps shooters for the most part. But I think the Knicks won this trade. I think they got a second round pick, the rights to a second round pick or a late first round pick. He's gonna have to go in there to defend, and I'm I got to give credit to this kid, man, because I did not see it happen. I didn't think he was tough enough, and to him, he left Kansas and went to U of H. And shout out to Quentin Grimes. He's a
Grimes, yes sir.
He's a Houston kid. I'm always going to support Houston kids. I didn't think he had it in him.
I mirror that sentiment. Yeah,
I didn't think he had it in him, but Kelvin Sampson put something in him, and y'all think about this. He went from being an All-American at Kansas, going into Kansas, he's an All-American, and he could barely sniff the court. Came back home, went to U of H, and he became a first-round draft pick. Man, that's hard to do, man, because when you're All-American, it's hard to accept the fact that you're not good enough to play at the Big 12 or ACC. Mm-hmm. You're better than everybody in the country. You're the top 24 players in the country when you're voted at McDonald's All-American. So it's hard mentally to accept the fact, you know what, I can't get it done here. And it's a testament to him being able to go back home, focus, put on a show in NCAA tournament, and he's playing well right now. He gave Dallas some problems last night. I think he had a 30-point game recently too. So you got this boy quickly. You got Rose who's still there, Grimes. So Reddish is going to have to compete with Barrett.
Yeah, Alex Burke on that team too.
Alex Burke was a good defender, so he's going to have to go in and defend with a coach like Tom Thibodeau, because as we know, man, Tom Thibodeau told you, he said, man, I ain't had no time for no wife, man. Basketball is what he no, that boy say he ain't got no time for a wife, boy. So, and then you got, Randall is the go-to guy. So if he can catch and shoot and play his game, because what's a kid name? I don't know if he's still there. He's a Houston kid too. Damian Dotson. I don't know if he's still with them. He might be with.
No, he must be on a affiliate team. He's not on the official roster right now.
He was a guy who got to New York and learned how to shoot the basketball. He's another U of H kid, actually. He learned how to shoot the basketball. So Cam Reddish, we know Cam Reddish can do that. He's just going to have to defend. And so he gets a chance to breathe new life, man.
Yeah, because, because, one thing, Thibodeau going to run you in the ground. He going to have you play defense. He going to bring Taj Gibson to every team he owns. That boy.
Hey, Taj got to give Tom Thibodeau his check, dog, because he been keeping
him 40% of each check.
He been keeping him around, dog.
Nobody else want Taj Gibson. I tell you that. Nobody. Taj Gibson may be the locker room snitch or something, man. I don't get it.
No.
Most unathletic 6'9" dude I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, I'm sick of seeing him.
He play hard though. I give him that. He play hard.
I'm sick of seeing him, man.
Man. It's that big old wristband he got. He tried to fly from TV in the building, man. Knicks fan, man. Yeah, man, we be on your Knicks a little bit, dog.
God,
Now, I tell you though, why Q Grimes is so tough, man. And shout out to Coach Hester, man. Interviewed him last month, and he was saying in his time coaching at U of H that the way that Kelvin Sampson coached, man, it was very hard nosed from the defensive standpoint, like bubble drill, with the rebounding and being in position, like that's what they did a lot. And it made them tough. Like in those, you see, U of H guys are pretty tough, man. All of them.
Y'all should go. They should go to a U of H practice and see how hard their practice is. Their box out drills are one of a kind, dude. Like, and this is why they've been in the top 3 or 4 in the nation the last couple of years of rebounding and offensive rebound. They go get the ball, man. I mean, they just in Kelvin Sampson. Corners right, who played at Oklahoma, I think he's an assistant coach there, and
Alvin Brooks, senior.
Alvin Brooks, Alvin Brooks is at Lamar now.
Okay, he was there. He just left their run. Yeah.
So it's there. Kelvin Sampson is a no nonsense guy, man. He very humble though. Like I met him a couple of times, very humble. And Kellen, I know Kellen from when he coached his assistant coach at SFA. I think.
Kellen's a wild dude, man. That's a funny dude.
He's funny, dog. He's very funny.
He's a funny dude, man.
But Grimes fell into a perfect position going from one tough coach to another tough coach. So.
Absolutely. He got the opportunity, man. Shout out to that, man. Larry the Bird says, I hope Kevin Knox is a strong second half season, helps ATL in the playoffs. Yeah, I hope Kevin Knox gets his shit together, man. He's supposed to be a guy, man.
I never really liked him. I thought he was soft at Kentucky. I didn't think he was mentally strong, even though he played for Calipari. I didn't think he was mentally strong enough to be the guy. I always thought he was more of a second-tier guy. And again, he has a chance to reinvent himself with the Atlanta Hawks. So when somebody trades for you, it's only two things. That either they trying to get rid of you or they want you. That's the bottom line. So he can take it as the Atlanta Hawks really wanted me. That's what he can take it as. And if he goes in there with that mindset, he has a chance. And again, dog, you're 6'8", 6'9", you're playing with a guard like Trae Young. All you got to do is be able to catch and shoot the damn basketball. Don't do nothing else. Just catch and shoot the basketball and defend your position, man, at best, man. So
pretty simple. But nobody want to do that, though. Everybody want to be exposed. They want to be the guy,
Everybody wants to be a star, man. Hey, man, know who you are. Like my boy Tiller said when we was in 9th grade, man, we know what you got, man.
You know what you got, man. That's a funny inside joke. Let's see. Lance Fayal also says, do you think Cam Reddish's ceiling is higher than BI? I do not think so. I think it can be high. Yeah. He got the body type. He got the skills set to, be very productive. I think the mentality, though, BI is, he leaps and bounds above that. And also just the skill set. Like, BI being 6'9" with that 7-foot wingspan, having been an all-star already, he kind of wants to keep building on that. So I don't think it's higher than BI's.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. I'm trying to get out the sun, man. It's killing me over here. Outside, it's a beautiful day outside, though, actually. So, trying to get out the sun. But, yeah, man, Brandon Ingram, like you said, he was an all-star at one point. And, I think he started this season off injured. He needs to get out of New Orleans as fast as possible. Get on the next, as the old folks say, the next train smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Get out
of Dodge.
Get out of there, dog. It's just it's a do organization, man. And I hate to say that because one day, I might be able to get a job somewhere. But man, it's poorly ran, and the owner doesn't care anything about that franchise, man. Just so he is basically collecting people's fans' money just for the hell of it, man. So, but Cam Reddish, Kevin Knox, here's your chance. Here's your chance because when you get to that year 3 to year 6 range and you haven't figured out who you are, your next step is out the league.
Your next step is out the league, man. So your rookie contract is over with. Somebody else is going to give you another contract, a small contract, and if you don't get it done, then you're out the league or you're going to be a journeyman. So that's facts.
It all depends on what you want. And NBA players have no excuse not to get better. It's your job to play basketball.
To hoop.
It's your job to hoop, man. So
yeah.
Let me get out this sun, man.
Because reality is, man, you got a lot of downtime, and you can go fuck that time off doing crazy stuff that costs money. That's gonna cost you your future. That's gonna cost you money down the line. If you understand what I'm saying, dealing with ladies. So, or you can go hoop. You really can. Now, I understand that. I would say this: basketball can turn into like a job where it's everybody. I think in some capacity is sick of their job. And so for me, for example, I'm in sales. I don't want to go home and then start studying about sales. I want to kind of be away from sales. So I understand the attrition. Like, all right, I need some time away from it. But the greats, man, they put all that, well, at least enough time after the required time to be great. And it's unfortunate. You would think everybody's like that, but it's not. Like, personality types matter. I always say these on these streams. Personality types matter. So not only do you bring in talent that fits, you bring in personalities that fit because you don't want a team full of dudes who just, hey, I'm putting my time in and I'm out. Yeah. You need some gym rats in there. You need guys who are encouragers of high level activity because those dudes influence the other ones.
Yeah.
You need guys students as they were. So yeah.
You need guys like John Morant. You need guys like Kevin Durant. Well, I want to say Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is
you're a freak.
He's on.
Who the hell don't want a Kevin Durant?
Yeah, he's Kevin Durant. I can't even describe what Kevin Durant is. He is a hooper, that's for sure. But the term I'm looking for, I can't describe it. Like I can't use it because the dude is unfreaking believable, man. Like he should not be able to do the stuff that he is doing with a basketball at 7 foot, which he steadily denies. Man, come on, man. You're not fooling Coach Patrick, man. That's my boy.
Yeah. Hey, I will say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so shout out to Ledberg comment said the Knicks said Frank Kitolina and Dennis Smith Jr. couldn't play. They both contributing this year. Well, I would say the Mavericks said DSJ couldn't play either. So I mean, it ain't. I ain't gonna put that on the Knicks. Well, I'm glad. I don't even know where DSJ is playing now. Where's he playing at?
I have no idea. But Frank Ntilikina, whatever his name is, he plays for the Mavs, and he has no choice but to do somewhat of decent. I haven't seen him play very decent because I'm out here in this area now. But I couldn't believe the Knicks took him. I'm just like,
he was unplayable.
I'm like, this guy here is not very good, and so, but he doesn't have any expectations playing for the Mavericks. The Mavs is a team. The Mavs are a team that is very second tier, even though they win games somehow. They went on like a 5-game win streak recently. But he has no expectations. There's Luka and everybody else. Everybody else has to spot up and be ready to shoot. And this is why I don't.
That's facts.
I don't like the Luka ball because it's the same thing what James Harden went through with the Rockets. And then if people watch the game, it's the exact same way. You got your bunch of second-tier players who watch the main guy dribble, and once he decides to pass, now you're expected to shoot. Even though you're an NBA player and it's your job to be able to shoot, especially in today's game. But it's hard to watch a guy dribble the ball for so long and you still have to make a shot. But, and
it takes out your rhythm.
Yeah, it takes. And I was reading a stat. The Mavs at one point led the league. They led the league in the most open missed shots, which is in the range of like 3 to 4 feet was considered open shots. The Mavs led the league in the most missed shots and open shots.
Which means boys out of rhythm. Yeah.
So you're watching a guy, and Luka's going to drive right. If he drives right, it's going to be a slow boogie layup, or it's going to be a deep kick to the corner. If he goes left, the step back is coming. So it's like how do people not see it's the same thing James Harden was doing in Houston? I don't understand. People don't really see that, and I don't want to go there, but it is what it is. It's like Luka is James Harden, but he's a white guy.
That's pretty funny.
But Luka does have a mental.
He's a high IQ.
Yeah, high IQ, and he has a mental capacity about him that I can make big shots. I will give him that.
I agree with that. Yeah, that would be the separator. Yeah, I'm with that. All right, we catch up with some of these comments. Ferry Westbrook, I still watching the Lakers game, man. Hey, I'm with you. It's painful being a Lakers fan. I'm with you. Earl Boykins over Ferry Westbrook. Yep. Every NBA team, the overweight, out of shape veteran, great leadership like Jared Dudley. It's funny.
Well, it happens.
Yeah. Over Omaha, KC King said, any thoughts on the Bobo trade being voided? Rumors trade to Houston trade now. Yeah, that's crazy, man, because I know Bobo is ready for a fresh start. I think, man, it's hard to imagine that he's been projected to be a small forward, dog, being 7'2" and 128 pounds. Like,
hey, you being generous with that 128.
Yeah, man. Bobo, skinny ass dude. He's skilled as shit, though. I love his skill set. I just wonder, can you put all that together consistently on the NBA floor? But I know Denver they always been like 18 deep. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you can get lost in the shuffle easy over there. So I was hoping for him to get a new start, man. So yeah, you tell me, what are your thoughts about Bobo?
What's the coach for Denver's name? Frank, not Malone, something.
Malone? Yeah.
Something Malone. He doesn't believe in putting guys out there who aren't ready. And the problem for you,
Mike Malone, I think his name is.
Mike Malone. So the problem for Bobo is what you just said. He is listed as a small forward. He cannot guard anyone at the small forward position in the NBA.
That's my concern. His lateral movements.
His lateral movement is not good, and he's very skilled. Skilled like a KG. Very skilled. But KG was very good at being able to defend multiple positions. And I just don't see it with Bobo unless something, his fast twitch muscles kick in or something. But he's highly skilled, long as I don't know what. But again, where do you define him at? He doesn't have a position really. So he's as tall as Rudy Gobert, but we know what Rudy can do defensively. Mm-hmm. He's as skilled as a Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, but he's not quick enough to be on the perimeter. So what do you do with a guy like that? But as an NBA coach, you should be able to figure that out at some point. But his problem is he's you can't even call him a tweener. He's every tweener. I don't even know what you want to call it. Just
I'm gonna throw a name out there. He kind of has some Thon Maker vibes. Like Thon Maker has some skill. He has size, but you just couldn't really put him nowhere. Mm-hmm. He big man who can shoot the three. He can put on the floor a little bit. You know, he had the little twitch, you know, that you want. But it's like, where do you really play him? Yeah. Where do you really play him? And I think Bo's smaller than Thon Maker, so but way more skilled than Thon Maker. Let me say that. Mm-hmm. However, it's like it's the same. It's a victim of the same circumstance. Like, where do you really put him? Unless you're just on a bad team and just like go. So I like the idea of the Rockets. I mean, with the Rockets, you know what, to be such a trash-ass team, they are playing some pretty decent basketball, man. They're playing inspired basketball. I'm glad Coach Silas has got them going. Because, I always see young brothers do well, man.
He needed something. He needed something because him and his edge up was about to be out of there. him and his jump was about to be out of there, man. So he needed something, man. And he was dealt a very bad hand.
Got rid of Harden.
So everything was looking like, okay, this is a bad situation. But you know, they found a little confidence, and Jalen Green he's a guy, a very confident kid. I think he's a tweener too. He's not a one or a two.
They've been winning without his ass though. That's what's crazy.
Kevin Porter Jr. is a decent baller. They're trying to turn him into Harden a little bit. He's trying to learn the point guard position, so he's going to have ups and downs. And you know, the Alperin kid, whatever his name is, I don't know, the Turkish kid. And so anybody who don't follow European basketball or overseas basketball, when you get a big, they're going to be very skilled. They're going to know the game, a la Jokic, Vlade Divac from back in the day. These guys know the game. They know angles. They know cuts. So they're able to see a lot of things that a lot of American kids growing up don't really understand the team concept of basketball. And so that's why he's been successful. And they're just playing with a lot of energy. You know, being young, there's no high hopes for them this year. So there's no expectations. So they can go out there and compete. But their problem is being able to close games. When you're that young and you have no expectations, how do you close out a game? Who do you go to in this situation?
You got to know the pecking order. You got to know protocol, late game situations. Bill Belichick forces that down his team's throats. I know we switching sports, but situational preparedness is a big thing. And that's kind of hard with young guys because young guys go to their defaults of what they learned in their previous programs, which is nothing. Just give me the ball. You know what I mean? But when you learn the protocols, you learn, hey, they give us this look, it's going this way. They give us this look, it's going that way. Or it's just, hey, this is our late closer. Y'all find space on the court, let them cook. A la Dame Lillard. Nobody touching that ball but Dame Lillard. You know when it's go time.
My boy Lillard plays this thing, man. Our boy Shaston called it, man. Like I said, European younger kids, they grow up learning how to play basketball as a team sport. And then in the American culture, especially in the black culture, we call it TTN. And it stands for take that. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's funny. That's so true.
16, man. So that's what it is. He said, Omar said, man, how do you feel a physical after playing through a game? I have no idea, man. I don't.
Yeah, that's wild.
No idea.
Maybe like some heart issue or something. Well, I mean, I guess they said it. So I don't know. That's wild.
I didn't follow up on the reports, but I did see that. I'm like, no, they just traded him, and then they come out with that story that he is didn't pass the physical. So you know, every organization has their own physical protocol. So you know, the story will come out.
Yeah, I guess so. I kind of like this question. You say off topic, who is the best overall handles? God, Shamgar, or Rayford? I'm like, oof. I thought I had an answer real quick. I don't.
I don't either, man. Rayford was a beast, man. Rafer was a beast, though. I would say, I'll put it like this. I would go with Rafer because we have more footage. I've seen more of Rafer.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got a chance to see him, play when he was younger, when he, coming up and stuff like that.
That's
so
fair.
There's not much to, unless you're just a big handles guy, so you're looking for God, Shem God all the time. But Shem God's move is still utilized to this day. It's one of the most dailiest moves there is, man, in the ball handling world. So
I'm gonna say this with bias because I actually got the privilege to coach AAU with Rafer for crossover. Shout out to Crossover Athletics out there in Stafford, Texas. I watched Rafer train kids, and I watched the drills he would put them through the dribble. Rafer Alston was a beast with dribbling and skill and ball control.
Yeah.
And he was older at the time. So this was 2014, 13, that range.
Yeah.
So he was, retired from the NBA. He coached the top tier team, and I was at the 16U team. And watching Ray go through them drills with the guards, man, that dude, it's funny because he was trying to teach it, and it was so high level that the kids could hardly pick it up. It was, and me just watching, because at the time I was doing skill training, I was like, God damn, I couldn't teach that. So I'm going to go Rafer, man, because I saw the behind-the-scenes Rafer. And Rafer, it wasn't, his game was in control, and it was high level. And his control of that basketball was crazy. And the creation and the imagination that he would put in them kids, that, again, most of them couldn't really do, it just showed that natural New York Rucker Park skill set he had in him, but that controlled NBA game. That the counters he would show and stuff, again, with having that ball on the string, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to go Rafer, man.
Yeah, and people forget, man, Rafer Alston was the starting point guard in the NBA Finals. That's not an easy task to do, man. He's a starting point guard for the Atlanta Magic. That's not easy to do. So, it is what it is, man. I see Sonic Seattle's in the building, man. Shout out to the Sonics, man. Hey. Man.
We missed the Sonics, man. Sham God said destroyed Mike Bibby and Jason Terry in the NCAA tournament. Fair. But I seen Rafer destroy NBA niggas, so you know what I'm saying. He also says, Hoop Jargon, do you agree with Ja Morant, Jeff Van Gundy, Magic Johnson, NBA should have 1 million to 2 million prize to get in the snake? Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Because we want the guys that we know that, because here's the deal. Let me turn my cap around for this. There's like a faction of dunkers out there who make some ridiculously impressive dunks. And sometimes that shit is a little corny for me. Like, some of them dunks get real corny. And I'm not asking the star players to do some of them corny ass impossible dunks. I don't expect that out of you. But I do want the best to go out there and just give what they got. Because you gotta understand, some of these dudes on the internet, man, they all they do is practice dunks. Like that's all they do. And the limits of the mind have kind of been removed, but these dudes are trying shit like 10 years ago you would try. Like I was a dunker. Like it's just certain stuff that you don't have time. You don't have time to practice that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't have time. These dudes ain't got enough time. Like, and they doing these crazy dunks. And that's fine. More power to them in that sector. So I'm not gonna ask again my stars to do those. But I would like to see the best of the best, like Ja Morant. I would like to see a guy like who a youngin that get up. I'm not tired of seeing the Johnson boy, the Jones boy from Phoenix.
Derek Jones.
I'm not tired of seeing him dunk.
Nah, that's stupid bounce, man. Stupid bounce.
Stupid. I wouldn't mind seeing Gerald Green old ass get back in the mix. I know he's going back to the G League.
Yeah, he still got bounce though. I know he still got bounce. He's one of them dudes that's gonna die with bounce. Die with bounce. I'm trying to think who else got bounce in the league, man. Like Terrence Ross had bounce when he was younger, man. Like just super.
That's crazy. Dudes like T. Ross are old now. That's crazy.
Yeah, super. I'm trying to think of who's bouncy like that in the NBA.
I wouldn't mind Zion fat ass getting up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to see that. I want to see that.
I don't mind it at all. Miles Bridges.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Miles Bridges, absolutely. Forgot about that boy. He said who was trying to post? Was it Draymond? I think he said he trying to get in the room.
Who's that?
Miles Bridges. He said he trying to get somebody.
Did he?
Yeah, he say he trying to get man. Shannon Brown, my favorite Shannon Brown highlight, man. I can't find it. Man. My boy shot a 3-ball in the corner. I think, man, you used to trip off this all the time. He shot a 3-ball in the corner, hit all backboard, and he left his hand up all the way to half court. I cannot find it on the internet nowhere, man. He was playing for the Lakers at the time, too.
Yeah, well, but speaking of blocks, Shannon Brown had a crazy block.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what was better, man, the Ja or the
both of them up there.
Yeah.
Shannon Brown, he went with one hand. Ja was better with two, but boy, Shannon was whew.
Yeah. And
I wish I would have.
I didn't even know Shannon had bounced like that. Really,
I
remember him playing at Michigan State. I didn't know he had bounced like that. I know he had big hands, huge hands. So,
I always knew he had bounce because he couldn't really hoop like that.
Yeah,
he was more of a high flyer. Yeah, I always knew that. So yeah, when the Lakers got him, his game had finally matured. So I was like, okay, I'm glad we got this version of Shannon Brown because you remember he started out with Cleveland with LeBron and he went no shit.
Yeah, that's when he was rocking the braids before he got with Monica, man.
That's funny as hell. You get that Jalen Green. Yeah, I like Jalen Green, man. Jalen Green's smooth, man. That's a smooth kid.
He's bouncy, he's confident, man. You need those guys. And that's what I like about these young kids, man. Very, very confident, and they're not afraid to show it, man. So and LeBron was very confident when he came into the league, but LeBron had a mindset of a 30-year-old man that knew what he wanted. At 18, he knew that his career was going to be able to do this. And if he does this with his career, he's able to go venture out into that category. So his mindset is different. These young dudes' mindset is like, man, I'm that young guy. I'm that N-word. I'm going to get it done
right now.
And I'm going to be flashy about it. So, there's nothing wrong with that approach. Everybody, like you said, personality matters. Everybody has their own approach to stuff, man. And so, sometimes it works for some people. What may work for you may not work for the next person. So
absolutely.
Man, let's get to that unicorn we was talking about, that Kevin Durant dude, man. That guy.
Okay, let's talk about it.
That guy over there. I've been on record. Many, many times. Carmelo Anthony is one of the best dudes I've ever seen score basketball.
I can co-sign that.
Him and Michael Jordan. We know Michael Jordan is a great, great scorer. But to the day I die, until I see something else, Kevin Durant is the best scorer I've ever seen. And it's unfreaking believable that he's able to do this coming off an Achilles injury. I think last night he had 25 points on like 6. Dog, and seen somebody. He had like 25 points on like 6 shot attempts at one point. Like, who does that? He's averaging 29. He's averaging 29 on 20 field goal attempts, shooting 52% from the field.
That's the impressive thing, how accurate he is shooting. He ain't just jacking. He hitting makeable shots because he sees the game. Like I've never seen somebody who knows their shot and know they can get it and so accurate. You know what I mean? It's not like, because Kobe, everybody knows my favorite player. Mm-hmm. Kobe could see that too, but Kobe was forced a lot too. He wasn't proficient enough. Since Jordan, I don't know if I can see a Bird who just knew they spot on the court and could shoot at such a high clip.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And people think about this. Kevin Durant is shooting 89% from the free throw line this year, and that's a down year.
That's crazy.
That's a down year.
That's crazy.
And you have a James Harden. Now Kyrie is back, and people's like his scoring is going down, but Kevin Durant is still averaging what he's been averaging for his career pretty much, which he's like a 27-point a game career scorer. So he's 2 points higher right now with a James Harden on his team, and he's only taking 20 shots. Just imagine if he gets to 26, 27. It's just unbelievable what he can do with the basketball at 7 foot, can handle it, can shoot over anyone. He can get to any spot on the court that he wants. And if he was just a guy like, you know what, I want to lead the scoring. I want to lead the league in scoring every year. He could. He probably could have led. He could have led the league in scoring every year that he's been in the NBA.
Well, he had that the anti-score on his team for a good push.
And even through that, he still won 4 scoring titles.
3, yeah, I believe. Yeah, those years that Westbrook shot more shots than him in those years.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
So people always talk this stuff about what he should be doing, man. Like, listen, man, you you can't fault KD for making that move, man. He did his time, and what history is kind of showing people is dealing with Westbrook, man. It ain't what you think. Again, 4 teams in 4 years, like you said, it's either a indicator of somebody like you or somebody don't want to deal with you.
Yeah,
and it's starting to show that people don't want to deal with you. So if we just being honest. Man, people call him Westbrook. I can't even take credit for that. I've heard that.
Shout out to Rap God. Rap God said that Kobe is the best perimeter scorer he's ever seen. I can give you that, but can Kobe do what Kevin Durant does?
No.
And because of Kobe's mentality, we never got a chance to see if Kobe could be as an efficient scorer that Kevin Durant is. And I think that's the difference in those two players on the perimeter and being able to score the ball. Kevin Durant can shoot it at 52, 55%, which he is doing now. I don't think we ever seen Kobe do that because Kobe's mentality was, I'm going to shoot this mother any chance I get.
Yeah. He wasn't proficient at times. Yeah.
So, and this is why I put Kevin Durant up there as the best scorer I've ever seen, man. And I don't see anybody else doing it. You got the young guys like Jason Tatum who's going to shoot it every time he touches it. You remember the movie Whoopi Goldberg when she became
Eddie?
the Knicks? Yeah, Eddie. Remember they had the Stacey Patton was the black hole.
Yeah.
No, Jason Tatum is the black hole.
No, I'm still holding out hope for Jason Tatum, man. He's become his own worst enemy, man.
He's the black hole, dog. God, dog, man.
Nothing worse than a ball stopper that doesn't translate to wins. Said I go say Westbrook, let my city down, man. Grew up in Long Beach, but I go to school up in the Bay. Yeah, man. Shout out to Unvern in the building. Say, through the 5, good show, HJ. Appreciate that. Theo 3 in the building says, will Lonzo Ball win a 3-point contest if they go Steph, Joe Harris, Duncan Robinson, Doug McDermott, Buddy Hield, Grayson Allen leading the league? I tell you what, Lonzo's shooting 3, 43% or something like that?
He's shooting pretty good.
At one point, it was this joke that Lonzo Ball would be in the 3-point contest. Right now, it's not a joke. Lonzo Ball is his form is pure. And he shoots a lot of threes, too. So you can't just say he's selective shooting. He shoots volume threes, and he buckets, man. So I think he would have a shooter's chance, as it were.
I will go with this, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button while we got time.
Let's do that.
So out of that group of guys, man, I think Buddy Hield. I think his shot is built for a 3-point contest. It's not too high. It's not too high. It's not too rushed or anything. It's very smooth. He's very good at spot up shooting. So I would go with maybe Buddy Hield, man. You know, everybody want to pick Steph. Is Joe Harris back? I don't know.
He's a spot up shooter too, though.
Yeah. So those type of guys. If I had to pick, I would pick Buddy Hield. And somebody said RP Malik Sealy. Yeah, man, Malik Sealy, man. AKA Stacey Patton, though. Ain't passing the ball to nobody.
Let's see. He said the ghost, man, Westbrook ball stopper. Yeah, that's like the sun came up today. Westbrook stopped the ball. You get arrested for murder. All those things are guaranteed. Westbrook putting up all-star stats. Eye test shows not efficient every night. Yeah, is he putting up all-star numbers this year? Let me go look.
I don't know.
I'm disgusted at that dude, man. We're gonna finish the show talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
Man, look, somebody hit you with the you not paying attention, man. Get that boy a little sound effect.
Shout out my man, Wealth Engineering.
I hit the wrong button.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I got another one. Yeah. Money. Yeah.
You don't think Dollar know nothing about it?
Yeah, already, man. Appreciate you, Wealth Engineering.
Bang.
There we go.
Bang.
Okay, my man came ready. Yeah.
We back, man. I was figuring it, man. Shout out to Wealth Engineering, man.
We got to do dollar bill one more time for that, man. Yeah, money. Yeah. Which I know about Players Club, man. That's like my favorite movie.
Oh my God, we used to trip on that all the time.
Yeah, man. That's a great movie. Shout out to my boy Wealth Engineering, man.
Man,
and see. But yeah, so with Westbrook, man, it's just, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go through this. Let's go ahead and tack the elephant in the room. So Russell Westbrook is just struggling, man. This is his past 3 games. 8 points, 2 for 14, 6 points, 2 for 12, 9 points, 4 for 14. And he had a recent interview when they was asking him about, you know, like what was going on? Like, you know, what do you feel? And his response is just classic Russell Westbrook response, just poor awareness. Like, let me see if they'll let me upload this so I can play this, man.
That's who he is, man.
Is Russell Westbrook gonna be Russell Westbrook, man? Some people feel like I'm picking on him. Maybe I am, but just no bad basketball. I'm not gonna look the other way when I see bad basketball, man. And Russell Westbrook does that at such a high clip, man. And shout out to new people on there, man. If y'all not hit the subscribe button, again, you're gonna get straight hoop talk over here, man. We try to keep the fluff out of it. We're gonna have fun with it. And we're gonna tell you again, 2 guys who play Division I level. We're gonna tell you from the perspective we see it. And you may not agree with everything, which is cool.
Yeah.
But we love you. I mean, we love in the comments, man. Y'all doing y'all thing in the comments today. Y'all keeping it relevant, and y'all keeping y'all questions are on par with what's going on. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Lonzo, honestly, more efficient when producing single game. Yeah, we know that. Is Ja Morant the best player in the league as we speak? I wouldn't go that far.
No,
that would be Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I might go. I might go with that guy that's over there in Milwaukee town.
I'm not mad at that either.
He has figured it out. He has figured out he can't be messed with, man. And so, and a great question, man. So, you know, Ja deserves to be in that conversation. I think in maybe 2 years. In 2 years, we can put him up there with Greek Freak because, you know, LeBron would, you know, on his last leg, he's probably out by then. Maybe Kevin Durant will still be Kevin Durant, but he's gonna
start coming down a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and then Giannis will be 29, I think, or man, he'd probably be 30. I think he's going on 28 this year. So 2 years, he'll probably be 30. And even then, he still ain't really reached his peak of basketball age and maturity and stuff like that. So that dude over there is, and as much as I'm saying that, I cannot give him the MVP right now. I got my net stuff on today. I have that guy named Kevin Durant as the MVP because I've said what I said earlier. Steve Nash, I don't really see it as him and the coach, and they're still new, you know, and they still haven't had their core of guys in the 2 years that they're supposed to be together with. Kyrie deciding to do what he wants to do. Kyrie gonna be. Remember when they Boston Red Sox had a dude named Manny Ramirez, and they had a thing that said Manny being Manny.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kyrie is doing. Kyrie being Kyrie. So James Harden didn't start off the season healthy. Joe Harris goes down. They bring in Blake Griffin, who just he need to go and call it up this year.
He need to call it up.
Go on, come grab some bench. Come grab some bench with me, man.
Man, get your clipboard, man. Learn the
Yeah.
intricacies of coaching, bro.
Yeah, man. Pull a Luke Walton, man. Go in there in the coaches meeting. And then LaMarcus Aldridge coming back. And who's been the mainstay of that group is Kevin Durant. He's been able to hold this ship afloat because he's still getting questions about Kyrie. They asked him again, basically asking, is he pressuring Kyrie to get the shot? And he's basically, no, man, I'm not going to tell a grown man to do what he want to do with his body. But every night he goes out there and delivers. Mm-hmm. And for me, with the Greek Freak thing is he's still in the top 2 or 3 MVP conversation. But there's no way. I don't see it happening. If they give Giannis 3 MVPs in a row. Because if that's the case, them writers have to admit that they made a mistake when LeBron was in his youth. Because it got to the point where LeBron was so good that they couldn't give him MVPs anymore. So if that's the case, they're going to do that. They have to go back and admit that they made a mistake during the prime years of LeBron James. So, and then you get the voters fatigue is what I'm basically talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
So I got Kevin Durant, I got Giannis at a 2 or 3, and then Steph Curry at 2 or 3, and I'll throw Ja at 4, and maybe a DeRozan or Rudy Gobert somewhere in there, and then finish out the top 5.
Well, I'm with that. And I just got that. So just go back to Dressbrook real quick. I told you that, and then when fans disrespect you, when he played,
I saw that.
They gave him the ice cold play award.
I saw that.
Man, it's that boy down bad. So I want to play this clip real quick about him responding to him when his shooting slump.
Shot, boy. The in-arena DJ had fun with it. I guess sort of where are you at? Did you hear what they?
Try it again.
Shot, boy.
Is it popping up yet?
The in-arena DJ had fun with it. I guess sort of where are you at? Did you hear what they played? They played like Cold as Ice when you got introduced and stuff.
The arena?
Yeah.
That's funny. They played that. I hope they played that the last 14 years, too. Man, it's funny they play it now. That's cute. That's cute.
When this stuff happens over the course of a career, but like, what do you do when you're in a slump? Do you do anything different? Do you change anything at all?
No, I mean, honestly, I don't. Like this, the word slump for me is not like something I like lean on. I stay locked in to my craft, figuring out. I'm just in the position of trying to figure out the best way to play at the moment. And simple as that. I'll figure it out. And that's that. Like, nothing I haven't happened to me before. Got a game on Friday. The best thing about the NBA, get a chance to kind of go back to the drawing board, look at how you can be effective, at least from the scoring side of it, and make adjustments and figure out ways to be able to, just make a shot. That's it.
Russ being Russ, man. Russ being Russ. And, I'm not going to kill him for that response because he's had some way worse ones. But so he's lost. He doesn't know what to do when it's obvious that you should have been working on being a spot-up shooter. You should have been working up. If you accepted to come to the Lakers, you knew goddamn well you wasn't going to be on the ball like that. You knew goddamn well LeBron James is going to be the main ball handler. And you should have been able to find a way to be a compliment to that. Nope. You think playing hard is going to get you through all your doors. And that is not the case. Sorry. You are useless in this team right now, and you're feeling something you never felt, whereas you couldn't just triple-double your way out of your slump. So that's what he's saying. In Westbrook knees, he's saying he can go out there and just keep playing hard. No, that's not going to work with this situation, dude. No. You're not the primary ball handler. You can't put Bradley Beal to the side and go do your thing. You can't wave James Harden off and do your thing. That's not with LeBron. LeBron not playing off ball like that.
No, man.
Good luck.
No. And so, I mean, since we're on mentioning Westbrook and the Lakers, LeBron, I'm sorry. Like I said earlier in this stream, they're very confusing to me. Like you said, when they're on, they're on. But for the life of me, I don't understand. And it's not like the NBA plays great defense these days.
They don't.
I'm not understanding why they don't continuously attack the rack, because when they do that, they win games. It's been told throughout the history of basketball. When you see the ball go through the bucket through a layup or shooting free throw, what starts happening? Your jumper starts falling. And this is a proven fact, man. It happens, man, with guys, especially like guys like LeBron and Russ, who are not great three-point shooters. You got to get to the rack. And LeBron, even though he's older, he's still able to get to the basket with those huge shoulders, and he's going to get the call. So I don't understand why he continuously to jack up threes after threes after threes. He's trying to catch Kareem, which we understand. Maybe he doesn't want to take the punishment until the playoffs come around. But like we say all the time, you can't continue to be like, okay, we're holding on to this spot. I think there were like 6 or 7 in the West right now. You can't continue to do that, man. Like, okay, we're going to turn it on at the end of the season. Yeah and no. I don't want to see that, man. Figure it out now, because once you get towards the end of the season, it's like, okay, now I can really, really turn it on. But stop losing to bad teams. Stop losing to the Kings. Stop losing to the Thunder. They haven't beat a 500 team, just like even though the Nets haven't beat anybody either. People really overlook that fact. They haven't beat a good 500 team either. But the Nets are in first and second place in their conference, so that's why they get a pass.
Well, it's like the Lakers, man. Towards the end of the show, they were ramping up at the end. We talking about the Kobe Bryant, Shaq Lakers.
Yeah,
they got a little groove, and the problem, the thing is, they had the personnel to do that. This current iteration of the Lakers, we don't have the personnel to do that. Like, you can't take time off and turn the afterburners on later because the parts don't fit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand it at all, which, I'll accept it. As a Laker fan, the minute that Russell Westbrook signed, I knew he wasn't going nowhere. So I've long accepted it.
in trouble, man. In trouble.
And I'm on wax saying this. Like, so it ain't me just being a revisionist Monday morning quarterback. I said this on Inception. I was like, yep, we're done. We're done. And this just proved me right. So Theo says, Hoop Jargon, Westbrook's stats are identical to Luka this year, except points. That's kind of a big thing. Luka, lower shooting percentage, average more turnovers. Luka is top 10. People say that Russ needs to be traded. Well, I'm going to go with the old-fashioned, put Westbrook on the Mavericks, you put Luka on the Lakers, you will yield different results. Why? Because Luka, he's a bigger body. And he still has a higher IQ, and he's more of a force multiplier. And by that means he can still force the results of a basketball game. Mm-hmm. Westbrook doesn't have that ability anymore. Because Luka still, we talked about hitting clutch shots and, timely baskets using his body. That's not Westbrook. That's not him. So raw stats-wise, yeah, you can make that argument. But when you look at the game and watch Russell Westbrook play, let's go back to last year with the Wizards. Now, he had a late game resurgence, late season resurgence. I'll give him that. That got him into the play-in game. But juxtapose that to what Luka was doing in the West, taking the Clippers to 7 games.
By himself.
By himself, damn near. So I understand what the argument you're trying to make, but then nuance got to come in and you watch what they actually do. What do they contribute to the team they're on? And it ain't close. It ain't close, dog. There's not a GM in this world that would say that Luka Doncic and Westbrook are almost like the same. Yeah. Not a single one. And
I would go with it like this. I'm going to keep it real simple, man. Westbrook is 30 plus and Luka is 22 years old. So who do you want right now? This is why Luka gets a pass, man.
Come on, man.
That's who gets a pass. That's why he gets a pass, man. And trust me, I say a lot because I'm out in Dallas now, and I see a lot of Dallas games. I don't really like Luka like that, but I do understand the dynamics of a basketball game, and he's like you said, he's proven himself in the playoffs. He's gotten, and they should have beat the Clippers last year.
They should have beat him.
They should have beat him. So, but he didn't. So we got to live with that result. And my man, Frax. I think that's right. What's
and he's under a rim player too, so and that just shows you he has a lot of old school. He can make simple, energy using baskets. Like Westbrook is a above the rim guy at 6'3". That shit gonna drain you, dog. It ain't the same thing, man. But I follow the logic of what you try to draw up there. I just don't agree with it.
I don't understand. I don't understand why. I do understand because Westbrook is gonna do Westbrook. But you're in year 12, 13, and you haven't developed, don't have the concept, the cognitive mind frame to understand. I need to be able to shoot the damn basketball because at some point, my athletic ability is going to go away, i.e., Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Rose.
Jason Kidd.
Yes. So where is the mindset of understanding the concept of guys that played before me, watching them like, okay,
yeah,
I got to do something different, man. I got to be able to shoot the ball. I got to be able to understand fourth quarter ball control and not having costly turnovers. And then when you go, if I don't win a championship, I'm still living, which is fine. But most great players play this game to win a championship, man.
Especially with a Laker uniform on. We don't do that shit over here.
You're not playing just to play, man.
Nah, man. We don't do that shit over here.
Yeah. So this is a great question, too, by Frax, man.
So who you got, man, starting at your franchise with Ja, LaMelo, Luka, Edwards, Zion, Darius? My answer is easy, LaMelo Ball. The creativity, the size, the ability to inspire guys. Now, I'm basically describing John Morant. He just got more size to me and a little bit more of a creative mind, but a leader of men. I think him, John, and LaMelo are neck and neck in that capacity. So I'll take the 6'7" guy over 6'3".
Yeah, and like we talk about it all the time. You don't see many tweeners winning championship games. I mean, winning championships.
Small point guards. You don't win championships. Small point guards. Yep.
Lillard, Russ,
Steve Francis, Gilbert Arenas.
Steph is the outlier of that, but his team was incredible.
But they had a system though. Usually with those kind of guys, it's like sit back and watch me cook. And that reminds me of Russell Westbrook with Iverson. Russell Westbrook right now looks like Iverson when he was with the Pistons and the Grizzlies, where you basically the game has passed you up, and you don't. Basically, if you can't just cook by yourself, you really don't have a place on the court. Yeah, and that's slowly what he's becoming. But go ahead.
Yeah. So my top three out of that group, obviously not Zion. I think you're talking about Darius Garland. So he's in that 6'3" range or whatever, which is he's really good actually. I like Anthony Edwards. I really like his moxie. I really like his I don't give a damn attitude. But I think that's probably gonna be his downfall. I like Ja, but again, he's 6'3". He's 6'3". He has a good team around him. But LaMelo, man, it's just you can't pass that type of talent up.
You can't pass it up, man.
It's just like you said, the creativity, the understanding of the game, to be able to try something and know, maybe I shouldn't do this right here, but I'm confident enough in myself that I'm gonna do it anyways. And he has, like you say all the time, his father put it in his mind, in the Ball brother's mind, that somebody has to be great. And why not it be you? And I just think he has a chance to be a transcendent talent, to be a top point guard in this league for a very, very long time. Now, would that translate to a championship? We don't know. He has to get a better squad around him, a better coaching staff. But I would go with LaMelo too, because one, he's gonna bring in the fans, he's gonna bring in the money. He's gonna draw that attention, so everybody's gonna want to see him play the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. And for me as a fan, I like to see guys who know how to play the game of basketball, not just be able to put it in the bucket or do one thing great. He's very, very good at a lot of things, and that's the type of guys I like to watch. So I would go with LaMelo Ball as well.
Well, and I'm going to use a term. I'll just coin it right now. Y'all don't steal my shit. He has meaningful triple-double capability. And it's not a triple-double just where you just fill that box sheet up, but like you are literally good at three elements of the game, and it shows when the game is over. Because he's unselfish as hell. And that's what LeVar taught all them kids to be. They're unselfish, all of them, especially Lonzo. Lonzo care about winning. LaMelo care about winning, but he also care about getting his thing on too. Y'all remember in high school shooting the ball from half court routinely, whereas at a certain point, people start closing out on him at half court, like hand high closing up with the threat to shoot the three, right? Because basically the imagination cap has been taken off, and he doesn't do limits that other people do, right? Because and how do you do that? You do it, and fortunately for him, he did it at high school level where it don't really matter like that. Mm-hmm. So now that when he does a floater from not half court, from like damn near 3-point line, like a step or so outside the free throw line. Well, like normally that's a bad shot. Like, but he's been used to that. He know his game, he know his body, he knows the trajectory of the ball, he know the angles. He's not bound by limits that some guys you never really get to because you just think it's such a ridiculous shot, you never try it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like LaMelo Ball, because he's damn near like a cheat code, man. He's a kid that has principles, but he also has that outside the box game as well. And that's damn near impossible to guard on a night-to-night basis, man. So once he puts it all together and keeps getting more proficient at what he's doing, that kid's going to be scary. And then he learns to start using his body. Like most guys his age, he's going to learn a post game at some point. Mm-hmm. That kid's going to be crazy dangerous, man. Like, so I'm taking LaMelo Ball. He's only 21 years old, or 20 or 21. I'm taking him, no question. No question.
Man. Like we said, man, the NBA is they're in a good spot, man. They have no shortage of stars, and I really like this question by Larry Bird. I think you're close to it.
Yep.
We talked about this before on past streams, man. Again, y'all make sure I hit that subscribe button. I guess I'll go first, man. Yeah, I played against TJ Ford, two-time All-American, Player of the Year in college basketball. He was like the number 4 pick out of UT. He's probably the best guy that I personally played against. And I'm just like, dude, a one-man fast break. Couldn't nobody guard him.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid bounce for a guy who was 5'11". Who else? Chris Bosh. I played against Chris Bosh. Really before he was Chris Bosh, Kendrick Perkins played against him in AAU. Just large. I mean, just large and in
That's
charge.
a big dude.
I mean,
That's a big ass dude.
Just large and in charge, man. Y'all on YouTube, man. Go look up Kendrick Perkins in high school. I mean, he was just
Baby Shaq, they called him.
Baby Shaq. I mean, he was huge. I had a chance to play against Amari Stoudemire. Unbelievable. Who else? Cartier Martin. I mean, the list can go on and on, man. I came up in a good era of guys right there, man. So but the best player, TJ Ford, by far. And if he doesn't have neck surgery, career-ending stuff, TJ Ford will probably be considered one of the better guards that played in this past era. D. Will. I played against D. Will too. Played against Darren Williams too. So
that's my boy, man. Darren Williams let me down in this career.
The got his money, got my money, and I was gone.
Man, Darren Williams let me down, man. Shout out to D. Will, man. That's one of my favorite point guards, man. So now the question was that I'll outplay them. Any famous player? Hell no. Not one.
I missed that part. No.
Not a one.
No. There's a reason why they got to.
I guess if it was one that you could, if you squinted your eyes enough, maybe Indy Eby. I had a good game against him, and he didn't really do nothing. So maybe Indy Eby, I would say, a pro player I may have outplayed, maybe. But like Will said, I played against Cartier Martin. I played against LaMarcus Aldridge, PJ Tucker, Boobie Gibson, Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Corey Brewer, AC Law, Terrence Williams, Louisville. I had a good game that game. I had like 8-8 against Louisville, but I mean, I didn't guard him, so I can't say I outplayed him.
Remember Sonny Weems?
I do remember Sonny Weems.
Sonny Weems played against him at Arkansas. I played
Sonny Weems.
I played against
athletic as shit.
I played against Patrick Beverly when he was at Arkansas. He was a freshman.
Pat Bell. Damn, that's crazy.
He was ill. He was ill then too.
You should have combed his hair.
He was ill.
Pull a pick out your.
But I will say this. For folks who don't know Houston basketball, the best high school scorer I've ever played against was a guy named by Torian Tack Minor.
Yeah, Tack was a bucket.
I mean, absolute bucket. Go look him up. He played at LSU, man. And, situations happen, but Tack gave everybody the business, man. He gave Dave Gibson 72 in one of the best high school basketball games ever in Houston. So,
well, I would say this in men's league, I gave Moochie Norris buckets. Moochie Norris was the oldest.
Yeah. Moochie got bad knees, man. He probably still out there getting it done, man.
Yeah, for his age, he's getting it done. So, yeah, I'm going to count that one. Moochie Norris got these buckets, goddamn. And I would say one of them, too, I played Rashard Lewis, but I was real young. Oh, my God. Rashard Lewis was incredible.
Big young.
We played him at Fondy, man. Rashard Lewis was incredible. Incredible. I had no chance. AJ, I see you, young man, love Dallas teams. Ain't nothing wrong with how about them Cowboys all day, God dog it. Yeah. How about them Cowboys? I see my boy Rap God say I'm choosing Lonzo Ball over Edward, Zion, Garland, Morant, and Luka. I'll choose LaMelo. Zoe half that list. I'll go with half that list over Zoe. I wouldn't choose Zoe over Luka, nor Ja, or Edwards. Now Zion, I'll take Zoe over Zion.
Yeah, Zion, man.
Zion is damn near unusable.
He out there looking like big OM, man.
Boy
looking like Oliver Miller, man.
Yeah, he is.
Somebody has to get on him about it. I don't know who it can be. Maybe LeBron can be his mentor. Go talk to him, like kidnap him. Like, hey, man, if you don't do this with your body, man, you're going to be done. You got to take care of your body, and that's the maybe he's not maybe just an injury prone, but when you take care of your body, it takes care of you in return. You understand what I'm saying? So he has to get his weight down, especially with him being able to bounce like he does. He has He has quick jumps, and then he has another quick jump. Like that doesn't last long with your body, with your knees, man. So he has to.
Those tendons, man, they're gonna talk to you, bro.
You have to get out of New Orleans. I don't know what it is. You got to do something. Somebody somewhere needs to pull him to the side. A legend, somebody like, hey, man, damn what everybody else is talking about in your family. This is what you have to do, man. Like Barkley said, he needs a Moses Malone to come to him. Like, hey, man, you fat.
Yeah, bro, you're a roly-poly, dog. You damn near about to mess your career off. So, yeah, I'm with that. He said that we played against Kendrick Brown. I never played Kendrick Brown, so I think it's Kendrick Brown. I think his name is. Yeah, I never played him.
I don't think so. The name doesn't sound familiar. I played against Jacobin Brown that went to UT. Jacobin was still. Brown. I think he was still playing overseas. The last time I checked, maybe might have retired by now. But yeah.
So Mercy. You know about Mercy Miller. He's at U of H, right?
Is that Mercy or Hersey? Who's the kid that just left Tennessee State?
I think that's Hersey. I think Hersey is the one that left.
Mercy.
There's a Mercy versus Hersey. I think Mercy's at U of H. Hersey was at Tennessee State.
Well, I don't think Mercy is even out of high school yet. I think.
Okay, I know he committed to U of H.
Yeah, he's committed to U of H. That's for sure. But I don't think he's out of high school yet. I haven't watched a
lot of Mercy.
I haven't seen much of him. The guys that I see, especially in Texas, man, Anthony Black that plays for Duncanville, Ron Holland that plays for Duncanville. There's a kid that's going to Kentucky that plays for Richardson who just beat Duncanville probably about 2 weeks ago. His name is, oh my God, what is this kid's name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. But he's going to Kentucky. He can absolutely play. And he's about 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there. Athletic, big time playmaking ability, big shot making ability. He's going to Kentucky, man. And Kentucky is still a high quality, college to go to, man. So
kind of.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They struggling,
Yeah.
They it's still Kentucky, man, because it's Kentucky basketball. That's one of those blue bloods.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who am I missing? There's a kid by the name of Chris Young out of Fort Bend, Elkins. I think he has a chance to be a McDonald's All-American next year. He's a 2023 kid. 6'4", athletic, has the charisma, has that Jalen Green mentality, just believes in himself, strong body, athletic. I think he has a chance to be a McDonald's All-American next year, and it's coming out of the state of Texas. So y'all look him up. He's played on the EYBL. He has a chance, man.
Strong circuit right there, man. You doing your thing on the EYBL level. Shout out Dane Irvin, man. He swears by the EYBL. That's a strong circuit. See, Rap Guy says, who Joe you heard about Richard Jefferson, not a superstar? Are you talking about LaMelo? Well, I tend to agree. Here's why. I only think there are like 5 superstars in the NBA. I think people throw really good with star power and they say superstar. I don't follow that logic. So there's no knock to LaMelo because I think he will be a superstar very soon. Very soon. I just think it's only 5 of them. And that's like household recognizable guys who playoff tested, MVP level guys. And I think it's only 5 of those.
Yeah.
So I agree with that in premise.
You got Steph, LeBron, KD.
LeBron, KD. Harden kind of fell out of it. Giannis.
Do you consider Kawhi a superstar?
Fringe superstar.
What about Trae Young?
No.
I think Trae Young is a star. He's an all-star. He's an all-star. And this is why I put Ja Morant in the a superstar. I think he's a superstar, man. And maybe not.
In playoffs. Nope.
Yeah. Well,
nope.
Okay. You're going with that premise. Okay, I can go with that. Who else are we missing? That was what, 6 maybe?
Yeah, say Harden used to be in there. I think Harden is safe to say Harden's not a superstar.
No, absolutely not.
That's it.
Donovan Mitchell is a star.
Highest level star.
Lillard is a star.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Yeah,
that's
you're
it.
right. Kyrie, star.
I love Kyrie Irving. Star.
Yeah. So you're right. You're right.
Because I just don't throw that term around. So I understand. Now, I don't know what his argument was, but I just don't have a lot of guys in that designation. So I hate it when James Harden was a superstar because I do not like his game. I hate when Russell Westbrook was a superstar because I hate their game. But when they were, I had to.
They were, yeah. You have to admit it, man. Oh, so are we going Luka? Luka's a superstar?
No.
I
love Luka. You know me.
I don't like his game, man. I don't like his game.
Nope.
I don't like his game.
Not enough success in the playoffs.
Nope.
Or if he just had a MVP, I would have to kind of bump him in there. He don't have an MVP. There's no metric to say he's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Besides just well known. I'll give him that. He got the well known part, but no. Nope. It's like 4 guys.
Yeah.
So in that breath, I agree that LaMelo isn't, but I mean, shit, we had this conversation in 2 years. He's definitely gonna be in that category. It's no doubt in my mind.
LaMelo is good, man. The guys, like I said, man, I keep telling you, NBA is in a good spot. LaMelo, Luka, Ja, Anthony Edwards. We forget about him because he's in Minnesota. Jason Tatum, if he can figure something out in Boston.
I think Jalen Green is gonna be one of the guys.
Jalen Green is gonna be good. Devin Booker, he's still not 30.
The Bulls gonna be a good team for a minute.
Oh, speaking of teams, this is who I wanted to get to. The Toronto Raptors. I don't know what it is about that group, but I really, really like them. They're 6'7", 6'8" across the board. They got a great pick in Scotty Barnes. Fred VanVleet is just picking right up where Kyle Lowry. I like them little guards that's built like me. I like them guards, but they can switch everything. They're young. Bobby Boucher. That ain't his name, but his last name is Boucher or something. He's long, athletic. They're what? Let me see. They're 8 in the East right now. They still really haven't figured out who they are. They don't have fans at their home games, which I still think plays a part in any sporting event.
They're not allowed to do that. Like, is it?
Yeah, I think because the last 2 Toronto games I've seen, they had no fans in the stands.
Damn.
Anybody in the chat, y'all let me know if I'm correct about that. I don't think they allow fans back. I just like the way they roll. Nick Nurse does a good job with their group. They're right there. Siakam, who's the other kid? Anobi, I think he's still with them. So they're 6'8", 6'9" across the board. So they're going to be dangerous in about 2 years. I give them about 2 years. They get another pick.
I'm about to say, it got to get a name in there, and then I'll start taking them serious. But yeah, it'd be a hard out. They play well. They long. They get to the ball, which is, and they know themselves. So a team that excuses, they kind of like the Pacers. Pacers, a team just they're never gonna really take you. How can I put it? They're not a real threat, but they team that know who they are. They can be dangerous. I look at the same way.
Look at this, the Sonic Seattle, man. He going off.
Yeah. He said before he got hyper up. He got hyped up going to HBCU. Then he went undrafted, not into the G League. You think he lied about his age, like Tom Baker, Bismack Biyombo, and Yi Lee, and Ian Ilyasova. A lot of foreign players have been caught saying they're 18. Well, I'll tell you this, man. When you got dudes from West Africa, dog,
you never know.
You never know. Why did I say this? I guess he wouldn't care. I got a teammate named Blaze Lau. He's from Cameroon when I was at Prairie View. This dude, 6'10" African dude. I remember, it just was accepted that he was an older guy. Maybe they had some different rules for international guys or whatever. I remember one day we was outside the little thing, and then we was just talking about Blaze, how old are you? He's like 22. I'm like, what? You ain't no guy. Blaze was every bit of 30. That boy hairline was gone, like my mind is right now. I'm about to show y'all, so y'all gonna make no meme about me. That boy, his gums were receding in his mouth. Blaze just was old soul. So that's when I started learning about how the game is with the international guys, especially in the African countries, man. Blaze said he was 22, man. I wanted to fight him, dog. Like, don't nothing about you say, because he had rickety bones. He was thinking he was 6'10", but he was kind of hunched over a little bit. He ran like a dinosaur. I was like, Blaze, you not no goddamn 22. Nothing about you. Like, because we used to joke and stuff, he was stone-faced. He didn't like the joke or do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand being a 30-year-old man with these 19, 20, 21-year-old guys, it's like, shut up. He's an old man, bro. Blaze was an old man, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't relate, man.
Yeah, so now I'm with that premise. I think he could be lying about his age. It's hard to verify because they don't have the same system to verify age. in those countries. And I know he's West Africa by way of Australia, I believe. But that paperwork can get forward so easily. So yeah, I think you're on something with that, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of the West African, the Cameroon type dudes, we didn't mention that the big guy over there in Philly, man. He, Joel Embiid. Where we at with him in the MVP talks?
I don't know what he putting up. I know Philly's sitting at like 5 right now.
Yeah, they're 5. They're 23-17. 23-17.
I think it's kind of hard to override with what DeRozan's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always going to be in discussion. I mean, most talented big I've seen in the last 15.
Yeah.
Last 15? Yeah.
Between him and that Jokic over there.
Yeah. I think he deserves discussion, but I don't think he overrides anything nobody else doing right now.
Yeah. So the NBA season has gone pretty much how I thought it was, except for the Lakers. I knew they were going to struggle, but I didn't know they were going to struggle this bad. And Anthony Davis has been out a while, and he's got to do something about getting that B word out of him.
That bitch.
You got to understand that when you're on the court, you're top 5 when you want to be, offensively and defensively. And that's what makes him top 5, because he has the ability to.
Yeah, the ability's there.
The ability to dominate on the defensive end. And where's that passion? Go ahead.
How fast you need to get that B out of him? Let's see that. Immediately. That's how fast you need to get that B out of him.
So where's the passion when you say, I haven't heard that Anthony Davis, since he got to the Lakers and said that he wanted to be Defensive Player of the Year. I haven't heard that guy since then. And it's there, man. You just have to go out there and do it, man. LeBron is trying to give it to you. Even though LeBron's still gonna get his because that's who he is. But he's trying to give you the keys to the city, to the franchise, and you don't want it because you have the beta male personality, which is nothing wrong with that. But man, go put the ball in the basket. I'm sick of you falling to the floor. I was watching the Lakers game, and the commentators was literally counting how many times he hit the floor. I'm sick of looking at you flailing to the floor. Go do it, man.
I actually got a theory about that. Shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, he's no longer on YouTube. He's on Patreon. Congress of Judah 144. And he spoke about Anthony Davis' body. Before I do it, let me acknowledge Super Chat.
Yep, that's it.
Shout out Chaz III says, I saw the Bulls last night. Why they standing around on offense? We need motion. Offense bad. Oh yeah, appreciate that, Chaz. Dollar bill. Money. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you showing love to the channel, man. So I lost my train of thought, but you get priority. You super chat on here. I don't care what I was talking about. I'm going what you're talking about, unless you're talking about some stupid stuff. All right, so I saw the Bulls last night again. While they're standing around on offense, they need a motion bad. Well, I mean, your Bulls generally run decent motion now. I mean, you're gonna get stagnation from time to time going on with guys kind of jockeying for, let me put it this way. Y'all basically got 3 ball handlers on your team. So you're gonna have these moments where like people don't understand where they need to be on the floor. But then y'all number 1 in the East, man. So I wouldn't worry so much about that because the most body of work shows that you guys move the ball well and y'all feed off each other well. Will, what you got?
Yeah, man, but every NBA team goes through this. It's just the flow of the game, man. You have moments where you look at the beginning of the game compared to the end of the game, you'll see 2 totally different offenses being ran because one, you have a set play coming out. You have your mindset, what you want to do in the first quarter, first couple of minutes, and then in the fourth quarter and stuff, defenses adjust. So therefore, that's when you need guys like a DeRozan. You need guys like a Zach LaVine. Like at the end of the day, who can go put the ball in the basket for me? And those are the 2 guys for the Bulls, man. And so, but they do a good job mostly. Just like most of the NBA, they do a good job of running their offense. It's just a lot of time from the casual fan standpoint that you don't, you take that. And with this YouTube world, with me, Hoop Jargon, DJ Ron Cut, and others, we always talk about the game within the game. There's a game within the first quarter, within the final 2 minutes of a half, the start of the third quarter. There's different games being played mentally and physically, and that's why you see stuff sometimes as if you're just a casual fan, like, man, why are they doing this? Well, because there's certain things going on that we may not be seeing because we're not at the game or we're not in the huddle. So that's why you get those certain things. Chaz, the third, I think.
Yeah, it's literally like, again, situational basketball. So you got to know, okay, we're here at this point. We know our strengths. We've sparred a bit based on film. This is what they like to run at this point. So you may abandon continuity offense and you want to run during that time because maybe they're slow at that point. Mm-hmm. Maybe they put a lineup in that you can take advantage of just by going up and down. So those kind of things do affect the whole game strategy. And when you step out and look at it from a fan perspective, it does look like, man, why are they not just sticking to it? But in most cases, it is a method to the madness. Does it always work? No. But it is a plan to it. I will say that, man. So that would be my way of saying it again, having multiple ball handlers as well. Who's to know what guard is feeling what at the time? Mm-hmm. And you're going and you may be overstepping your bounds a little bit, but that person's feeling it. You got to understand that most NBA players feel like, when the time is right, they can cook, especially again if you're good with the ball in your hand, as they were. So those little nuances you got to kick to. But I think overall, again, we look at the results your team is producing. I wouldn't be so mad about that, bro. Yeah. Nobody expected y'all to be at the top of the East at the midpoint.
Not even we're being close.
Honest. The question was, would y'all make the playoffs at the beginning of the season? And y'all have far exceeded expectations. So I wouldn't be upset about what you're seeing, bro. But you said, okay, maybe it was just last night. So yeah, man, I wouldn't harp on that too much, man, to be frank, man.
82 games is long time, brother. Long time.
Long time ago. These player club gifts, man. That should be worth a cash out. These player club gifts, man.
Dollar Bill is in the building.
Shout out to Bernie Mac, man. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man.
Dollar Bill, man. What?
That's funny as hell.
All you do is spin records.
All you do is spin records. Word, I just wanted to outrun the Nets, man. Y'all outrunning right now, bro. Yeah. Y'all doing that right now, man. Much respect to y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. Oh, I want to go one more thing, man, before we peace out, Will.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these all-star lineups a little bit. So the second round of all-stars have come up. So right now, leading the West, you got in the front court, you got LeBron, Jokic, Andrew Wiggins, number 3. Wow. Paul George, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, Carmelo Anthony, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and DeAndre Ayton. From the guards on the West, we got Steph Curry, John Morant, Luka Doncic, Klay Thompson, that's some bullshit. Devin Booker, Russell Westbrook, bullshit. Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, and Anthony Edwards. On the East, I almost like to say Kevin Garnett. I was like, oh my God. So we got Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, Jared Allen, Bam Adebayo, Pascal Siakam, Miles Bridges, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Shout out to LaMarcus Aldridge, still keeping relevant, man, with that issue he had going. Then on the guards, we got DeMar DeRozan, much respect. Trae Young, deserved. Zach LaVine, James Harden, LaMelo Ball. Shout out to the youngin. Derrick Rose, salute. Fred VanVleet, and Darius Garland, and Jaylen Brown. So what do you feel about the second round so far of the all-star suggestions?
Well, my first impression is that the front court in the NBA is looking a little doo-doo. Paul George ain't played a game in a while. I don't think he's playing anymore this season.
He's done for the year.
Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert is your guys. If they were going back traditional wise, Rudy Gobert is a all-star. And of course, this all-star is based on fan voting. And so basically fans are voting to see who they want to see in the all-star game, which is fine, but we have to do a better job in the NBA of rewarding guys with their performances for the year. Andrew Wiggins is having a damn good year. I thought he was done. I really thought he was
Told
done.
people the Warriors.
I thought he
good
was
start for
done,
him.
man. And so I'm looking at the guards. You
Told
got
people.
Steph and Ja. I can go with that with the 1 and 2 range. Russell Westbrook, just I don't
As you
know.
do that ballot, you get that. Shoot, aim for the trash can and eat your TV.
Kobe.
That's how you do. That's how you Westbrook it.
I don't understand that. Klay Thompson, he's a fan favorite, so of course, Lillard is having a awful.
You get
year.
that vote, you frisbee that bullshit on somewhere. You ain't play no game. You ain't going to no goddamn All-Star game.
Lillard's having an awful year. So if I'm doing this, I'm going Steph, Ja, and I might put Donovan Mitchell at 3 or 4, and then Devin Booker in that range. The rest of those guys can fall in place after that. The East, I don't really see too much of a problem with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. East.
I'm liking the East overall. Will LaMelo get in? I'm surprised I think the fact that LeVar Ball is LaMelo Ball's father is still hindrance to him because his popularity should be way more than what I'm looking at right here.
Not really. Look at it. So the guards, you look at DeRozan who have an unreal year. Trae Young, who has been having an unreal career.
He's a fan favorite.
Zach LaVine on the best team doing well. James Harden, who's always been a guaranteed all-star. So look who LaMelo Ball's beating out. He beat out Kyrie. Now that's not impressive because Kyrie ain't played a game. He just started playing. Derrick Rose, who's been playing his ass off, fan favorite. He's beating who he need to beat. But there's nobody over him who he should be over, really.
Whole ass just fan base. Yeah. And I understand that you're saying Zach LaVine is on the best team, but he's nearly 700,000 more votes than LaMelo Ball from a fan's perspective of fans. And we know who really do all-star fan voting. Kids and young and babies and then the 18-year-old to 20-year-old kids. I haven't done a fan vote since I was in college. So I think he's been hindered a little bit by he plays in Charlotte and Zach LaVine is in Chicago.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Look at the overall list, though. A lot of old guys are still on top of the list, though. So I think people going off big names. Yeah,
they're going to be there forever, man.
Because Paul George damn sure don't belong there. I mean, Westbrook, good God. So, I mean, I can't say that. I can't say LeVar hinder him. I say that some of the older stalwarts are kind of getting that love, or guys who getting the most name mentions on these shows that we all watch. Those are the ones that getting the clicks. And I think LaMelo may be benefiting from that. But he balled his ass. He deserved it.
He is, man. He deserves it. Absolutely. And shout out to Rap Guy. He says, has LeBron been as good as Michael Jordan at the age of 37?
No.
LeBron James shouldn't be doing what he's doing right now. I think he should be averaging about 22 points a game. And the rest, Anthony Davis should be averaging damn near 30, but that's not what's happening. I'm impressed with LeBron. I'm always going to be a fan of LeBron because he's been in the spotlight since he was 15 years old.
It's true.
And this is why I don't get into the arguments about the GOAT stuff and all this other stuff. I strictly stick to what I've seen over the years since he was 15 years old. I've seen LeBron when he was 15 years old, and he's been consistently who he's been. Yeah, he's thrown some teammates under the bus. Being on the court wise, he's had some huge meltdowns. He had some huge letdowns. Far as stats wise, he is damn impressive to what he's doing. He should not be having 9 of his last 11 games of 30 points or more with the Lakers team. But the way it's constructed, because Anthony Davis is just somewhere wiping his butt right now, don't want to get back. He has to do something, and that's pretty damn good to be able to figure out yourself at this age. And, he's shooting the ball a little better. He's shooting threes, way more threes. So I guess that balance out of him attacking the basket. But I'm just impressed with his ability to adapt to what's happening. And he's averaging damn near 30, man. And, almost a decade later, you seen that picture of him and Durant in 2011 or whatever. They were 1 and 2 in scoring, and then you go a decade later, these dudes are still doing what they're doing. But
1 in whatever LeBron is, yeah. Well,
let me go to this. Jordan at 37 was with the Wizards then. Jordan had a 50-point game, I think.
Jordan was 39 with the Wizards.
Yeah, so he had a 50-point game somewhere in there, and Jordan hit like 80% of his fadeaways his final couple years with the Wizards. Come on, man. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that, man. But I don't compare those two because they're two different players, two different styles of playing. And both of their styles at this age is very impressive to me.
Well, I'm a competitor to 36-year-old Jordan because LeBron just been 37 for like 2 weeks. So that shit don't count. So I'm going to compare him to 36-year-old Jordan. The 36-year-old Jordan was still playing defense. 36-year-old Jordan was still playing at a very high level on both sides of the ball. LeBron James plays one side of basketball.
Yep.
I think we all understand that. Like, let's stop lying and say he still can play defense. LeBron James does not play defense.
He's a help side defender now.
He's a help side defender at best. And Jordan was still sticking dudes at 36, win a championship at 36. So, no. Is he as good as Jordan at 37, hypothetically the same age, 36? No. Look, Jordan was still the best, irrefutably the best in the NBA. LeBron James is arguably with stats. But if you watch him actually play, he's a step slow and he's not playing freaking defense. No.
Not at all.
Absolutely freaking not. No.
Not at all.
You get a vehement no from me. No.
My boy,
but the optics, you can argue with the stats though, but LeBron knows that. You can argue with stats. Because at 36, okay, fair enough. Watch the tape with them two dudes. One dude was competing for another three-peat. One dude is competing for his playoff life. Again, he only been 37 for 2 weeks. That don't count. Absolutely not.
You know, people gonna throw that out there, man. I said, the comparison for me is not. There's no comparison. There's never been a comparison for me because they're two different players, two different eras, two different dynamics. I do think the teams are better than the Jordan era teams. Miami was a terrible team in that era. They was an expansion team. I don't think
Charlotte was expansion too. Well, not Charlotte, Orlando.
I don't think Jordan had to go through the gauntlet, and I'm not even talking about LeBron now, but I'm talking about the Kobe Lakers. I don't think Jordan's era ever had to go through a gauntlet of teams like that with the Spurs, with the
Portland Trailblazers.
All those teams were really, really good at
what era Kobe you talking about? You talking about Kobe?
The first
go round. Yeah, Portland Kings.
Those. I don't think Jordan had to compete with any of those type of teams like that. Yeah, the Sonics were good, but even as a kid, I knew the Sonics wasn't going to beat the Bulls.
Well, he went to the Jazz, which Jazz are tough. As far as the East,
I knew good and well Jordan was going to lose to the Jazz.
I mean,
we were old enough to know. I knew they weren't going to lose to the Jazz, though.
I get it. Star power, it couldn't compare. And
the Jazz were very good. Just like the Jazz now, they're very good at what they do, but they're not going to win a championship. They're going to win 50-plus games, just like Denver when Denver was healthy. They're going to win 50-plus games, but when they're a second-round playoff team at best.
I get what you're saying.
I blame the Rockets for not being the yin to Jordan Yang in the 90s.
Yeah,
they just couldn't get out the West, man. But that was really the team that had the best chance in competing with the Bulls during that time.
I would love to see that.
I blame the Rockets, man. And I blame Charles Barkley for not contesting against John Stockton at that time.
Yo. All right, so Rap Guy says, which ball brothers having a better breakout season? Zoe shooting 42% from 3, 2 steals, 1 block, or LaMelo Ball? Well, learning what I know, both of them. That's my answer. Both of them having a breakout season.
They're playing very, very well, man. And
both of them.
Shout out to LeVar because he said, man, my sons can play basketball.
Irrefutable.
He said my sons can play basketball, and people don't want to believe him because they thought he was just being a dad who brags on his kids, man. They can play the game, man. It's just that simple. We don't even need to go any further with it. They can play the game of basketball.
He told you that ahead of time, and a lot of people just keep re-jockeying for ways to cut down on them boys. But I mean, again, y'all know my story, man. I got a chance to hang with LeVar for a day and some change. Hear him speak life into his kids, hearing the way he raised his kids, like they had no choice but to be good. Like he don't accept failure out of them. Even Jello making his way, man. And you guys accept it, man. All them boys can play basketball. They're in the business of basketball. And he's making just every day. So many people look stupider and stupider. You saw it with Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes talking all that shit a year ago. Talking about he a horrible father and he ruined LaMelo's career. Now he's backtracking. And LeVar said, "Nah, it don't work like that."
Yeah, he called him out and a couple of dudes out on the YouTube verse, man.
He did. You know, one of which I'm cool with. I'll leave that where it's at.
Yeah, man, I seen that.
Leave that where it's at, man.
I seen that.
But I mean, you know, that they had a live stream about it. You know, the brothers talked about their grievances with LeVar had to say. And, hey, man, LeVar, I try to tell y'all, man, LeVar is who he is. He's not changing. You can take that shit to the bank. From the highest of the high to the lowest of the low, he treated everybody the same. And I'm going to say this. And when people was getting on his ass about getting on that female referee, and he said, I treat everybody the same. I can honestly say, LeVar Ball treats everybody the same. He don't give nobody no pass over nothing. Mm-hmm. I've literally seen him deal with millionaire people in a given day. Millionaire people, rudimentary level people, family members, random fans. He treat everybody the same. Nobody get the more the bro handshake than the next. Mm-hmm. Nobody get him speaking differently. He speak the same to everybody. So I'm inclined to say that for the most part, LeVar Ball is exactly who he say he is, and he don't play that shit. You talk about his boys, you are done. That's real shit.
Rap God says LeBron hate like Jordan. I don't know, man. I don't see why there will be any hate towards Jordan. I don't think Jordan has ever shunned him about anything. So
I don't think he embraced him like LeBron may have wanted. I don't think he hates him. I just think I think LeBron would, in his heart of hearts, just how I just observe how he goes about this GOAT discussion. I think he wished Jordan would have took him in like he took Kobe in. Yeah. I think that's in his heart of hearts. Because, I mean, he mimicking the number, going with Nike, doing it. There are a lot of parallels. And then just you see how he responds to certain things. I think in his heart. I mean, because he didn't really have a father like that. So a lot of guys like that, they long for a father. I don't care what nobody says. Not to say he need a daddy per se, but so a father-like figure, like if you didn't have one, you do kind of search for one.
Yeah, he just came, he came at the tail end of Jordan's career. Jordan was retiring, and Jordan had already found the guy that he wanted to mentor. So it wasn't there wasn't no point in him trying to do that again, man. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Each person becomes their own man at some point. Yeah. LeBron has his own family, so he can't worry about what anybody else is doing or what anybody else thinks about him. He got his kids, 2 sons who, he wants to be in the NBA, and Bronny is starting to figure it out a little bit. And the best thing that happened to Bronny was a lot of those people took him off of the, top 5, top 10 list.
I never saw that.
They actually put him where his ranking should have been, and that's the best thing that ever happened to Bronny James. And a lot of people were putting him, in the top 10, top 5 because of who his father was. They didn't want, and from what I understand and what I kind of know, LeBron wasn't putting pressure on any ranking service or this and that. He just kind of let it be. And so that was the best thing when people took a step back and just started watching Bronny for who he was. He wasn't a top 10 kid as a freshman.
Hell no.
He wasn't. In one of the teams that he played on in the 8th grade, he was like the 8th best player on that team.
Yeah.
So, the best thing happened to him, man. So, man, this has been awesome, man. We had 2 hours and 20-some minutes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know we got to get to life. I ain't ate nothing yet, so, man, appreciate y'all being on the stream, man. If y'all have not subscribed yet, man, y'all subscribe button to me and in Between the Game Sports. We're going to do one of these shows on each other channels every Thursday. So, man, y'all check it out, man. We just like sitting down, talking about some real shit. far as sports is concerned. I hope y'all enjoyed the back and forward. Y'all was patronizing it, so we really appreciate that, man. Y'all could be on anybody else's stream, but y'all chose here, so we really do appreciate that. Appreciate the sponsors of the show, my guy Chaz and my boy Wealth Engineering, showing love on that Cash App. I'm sorry, not the Cash App, the
Super Chat.
There you go. That's what it's called. If you want to hit the Cash App, you can do that as well. Anything you got before we peace out, Will?
No, man, this has been a great topic. As you know, like we said at the beginning, basketball is more of our forte. We'll do any sport, though.
Mm-hmm.
We try to provide great insight, not just fandom, not just trying to go back and forth. Yeah, all that other crap. We like to be objective about topics. Me and you don't always agree on the same stuff, and that's what makes this thing worse, man. Y'all make sure to subscribe to both channels. We try to find different topics each week, a night or two before, and we get it going, get it popping. So, as always, it's been great, man. I always enjoy doing these things.
Absolutely, man. So y'all hit that subscribe button, like button if you have not done so already. Y'all check, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here giving y'all these quality thumbnails, you know what I'm saying?
That's legit. That was legit.
I appreciate it. I'm learning, man. Slowly but surely how to put these together. These are custom too. The background is custom, and I used to just steal everybody else's shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So that's the easy way out, man. That's the easiest way, dude.
I'm slowly learning, man. Teach an old dog new tricks, man. So yeah, man, that's all we got, man. Y'all stay tuned. If y'all like the Cowboys, I got my Straight No Chaser podcast coming on Sunday. Tomorrow, I got a show with these new upcoming YouTubers, Ian Kidd. We're gonna talk about Russell Westbrook, and next Thursday, it's going down again, probably on his channel. We're gonna find a way to merge them. We'll find that out. But
yeah,
appreciate y'all as always. Kendrick Perkins, take us home, my guy.
Shout out to Hoop Shark, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Shark. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Shark. Shout out to
Hoop Shark.